playing well here at the front of the stage. But here on the set, we have Nameless, Alley Cat, and the great Miles the Ross. Miles, day one was electric. What did you learn?
Oh, I learned that we could definitely cut them down and get them out of the venue real quick with a rapid delivery of excellence and good COD all day, man. The dream's still alive for Minnesota Rocker, and I believe in sort of Kenny's Search and Destroy supremacy.
Yeah, he was unbelievable yesterday. Huge 1v3 that kind of catapulted them forward and continued that through the rest of the day. I mean, Nero had a wonderful day as well. Minnesota truly trying to do something special, but before we get to that, we got a couple of bangers.
Let's revisit what we saw yesterday, though, in our favorite segment. It's called Burgers and Fries. You don't need to see our face, you need to see the gameplay. Here it is, your first fry session. Vegas Falcons. Look at the joy on that young man's face. They get their first LAN win in franchise history. It only took them 4 majors, Rosalie.
Only took them 4 majors and a couple of roster changes, Chris, but they were absolutely frying yesterday, and it is no feat to sneeze at. And the fact that it was against the Vancouver Surge, a team of ours that have gone to grand finals multiple times, that we say goodbye early on Friday too. And Falcons, although we don't get to see any more of them, they were looking great
Top
yesterday.
8 finish. That is their best on the season. Falcons are done until EWC out for champs. LAG, though, trying to knock others out. Cloud9 already a victim, and it was a clean 3-0 and some frying.
That's an upset as far as I'm concerned, and especially the clean 3-0. But hey, props to those guys. Congratulations again to Lunas. It was nice getting to see him on the stage, getting that interview done. Blaze put a smile on his face.
Who is eating the most burgers on Surge?
The whole team, man. Listen, Surge just didn't show up this tournament. And honestly, you know, it's Major 4. It's a good time. I'm looking down into the crowd right now with 04. Hey, listen, 04, it's a good time for you guys to drop out and lose, okay? It's okay. Because you got champs. It's a wake-up call.
Pulling optic, right?
And, you know, for them, you know, it's just the control's been a lingering issue. And in that Vegas series, you saw, like, those issues. They lost the control 3-0, which just shouldn't happen to a team of Vegas's caliber. So for Surge, they just got to dig deep, grind, and get ready for champs.
Falcons were flying around like
I expect them to be
in that clip. Let's take a look here at our next one. It's Seattle Surge. They have a burger, as you saw, but Rocker, they're frying. Still in the running. Kenny is the dream.
The odds are not fantastic, and I'm not sure what Dr. Strange just said about the chances of this being the one, but if it is the one indeed, folks, today we find out. The standings are so close.
Boston fans celebrating after Boston's failure. They are now on the chopping block. Boston, you look at that, it's not a huge gap between them and Minnesota Rocker, but if we've done the math, Allie, Minnesota has to get to a grand final if they get the chance,
a grand final. And honestly, it's one of those situations where, like, yeah, it sucks because you're going to be playing the loser of Atlanta FaZe in Optic, Texas if you're Minnesota Rocker, but your fate's in your own hands at this point.
And I also saw a fantastic stat. If you are an Optic fan, they play Atlanta FaZe, but if Optic is able to make a run here, maybe make it to a championship Sunday, they could be looking at a 6 seed instead of a 7 seed. That is a Toronto poll. They've already beaten Toronto. That is the ideal start to your champs run.
Yeah, that would be massive. That's 2 matches in a row now. They've beat Toronto. They feel very comfortable in that one. And obviously Mercules as well. After having them run with them, he would love to play them again.
If you're making it to Championship Sunday, the ideal way is to do it through the winner's bracket. And today Optic has to go through Atlanta FaZe, who has been the #1 team of the last 5 seasons during the regular season. Optic, are they a true threat? They're either hot or not. Yesterday, they looked hot.
Well, FaZe have already started to show the good stuff here. Optic get the crowds on their side. Texas has turned up very well for them here in DreamHack, and I do believe this is the sort of team that thrives so well when the crowd is on their side and when they've got everything working out for them. Unbeatable. But FaZe is an incredible test for Mercules.
Yeah, I mean, we'll know if they're a threat after this match. Up against Atlanta, they've had no success. We saw at the last major, got 3-0 to get knocked out of the tournament, but that was before Mercules. And for Optic, 5-1 in control this split. That'll be massive in a match against Atlanta FaZe, where, like, you expect each team to win their map pick in the hard point. The control will be a massive test for them, but from what we've seen throughout this split, they can win it. And Merc's been leading the way with a 1.5 in the game mode.
Now, I know we're at DreamHack. We got a lot of awesome folks checking out Call of Duty esports for the first time, but this is a historic rivalry. This is just the last 4 years, and you can see in Black Ops 6, FaZe has had their number, but overall, it's 11-10.
Yeah, it's rough when you look at the overall. At least for Black Ops 6, it hasn't been great for side of Optic Texas, but I will say those matches have been close, right? Like, it's El Clasico for a reason, and this is probably the best Optic Texas have looked so far this season. But the issue is, same for Atlanta FaZe. They have looked unreal near the tail end of this stage.
On that graphic, you guys saw how many match wins it was last year? 6. You know why? The CEO, Draza, has had so much success up against Optic.
It's a good pickup for them.
Yeah.
A fantastic pick up. I mean, this is the scariest thing about FaZe. Obviously, Respawn's looking a little bit better right now. Confidence is key, but this is a team that even on their worst day, they're still one of the best squads in the league. Yeah, no doubt about it. So right now, we're starting to see them in a little bit of better form. They've had some solid tests on the run-up here. A match against Optic, again, a win here, I think, against a crowd like this is only going to give FaZe the confidence they need to run further in the tournament. Up until they get up against Minnesota Rocker maybe in that grand final. You know what I'm saying? But until that point, I do think this is a really good matchup and a really good opportunity for FaZe to keep their confidence and keep going.
The best sign was Simp went crazy yesterday. And the Tiny Terrors have been struggling. But Simp yesterday put up crazy numbers, over 1.4, dominated in the respawn. So for Atlanta FaZe, that's what they're going to need to win a chip here.
The Horn of Proteus is live and well here in Dallas. Welcome, everyone. Day 2, DreamHack kicking off right now. And Allie, we have been playing bingo the last 2 majors. This time, on day 2, we are about to hit a bingo. Let's take a look at our card. We haven't heard an egregious yet from Nameless.
Which is insane, by the way.
A new COD meme is born. Talent wears a cowboy hat. Guy Blaze is on your stage. You know that's happening.
I did that last Texas.
Are we sure we didn't see an RC team kill? Was it just an RC suicide yesterday?
We saw it RC.
It was only a suicide.
Yeah.
No team kills yet.
No team kills.
betrayals.
In game,
really
of course.
close. Really, really close. 2025 Grand Finals debut. That could be Rocker.
Wait, we saw 3-0 Hacienda, I think.
Rocker makes it to champs is on that card as well.
Wait a minute. Draza and Scrap Fist Bump is still on the board.
That's never getting taken off.
This is a lot of fun.
Insane.
Shout out to whoever made the bingo card for Dallas. Play along at home. Take a drink whenever we cross one of those off, and we are jumping into the action, Miles.
We have a 1v3 clutch, I do believe. I believe we've had a 1v3. Kenny got a 1v3 clutch, so that one, bingo on that card.
Bingo!
We'll deal with those.
Let's take a look at the schedule for today. We've got 4, make it 5 matches coming your way, starting off with Ultra versus Gorilla Mates. Miami Heretics, your #1 seed, still alive and well, taking on LA Thieves. And then, of course, the big one, Atlanta FaZe versus Optic Texas. We're going to be sending out 2 more teams tonight as the competition gets whittled down for Championship Sunday. We're going to break when we come back. Call of Duty League Day 2. We're starting live here with Major 4. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Toronto Ultra have made it to back-to-back championship Sundays. They did the most recent run with Mercury's in the lineup. Today, they're looking to start off hot against LAG, and our maps and modes are ready to go. So, Rosalie, I know you've been crunching the numbers between yesterday and today. Is there a chance that poor Rosalie gets another dub tonight for LAG?
Honestly, I don't hate it. I think that dealership's going to be very difficult for the side of LA Gorilla Mates. I think for Toronto Ultra, you're looking at Joe to just get absolutely active in the middle side of that map. But I do like the Skyline to warm them up early on in this series. I think it might be a bit now.
Miles?
I distracted you there, Chris, with some hands gestures.
I
was throwing up gang signs at Chris Puckett, ladies and gentlemen. Well, look, dude, I've seen enough. Am I doing the first pick, by the way? Is that what's happening?
Would you like to? It's our Scuff. Let's go ahead. Scuff pick 'em.
Let me take this one.
Miles wants to go first, and he's going with Kismet.
I have seen enough. I think this is okay. There it is.
What do you want to do? You want LAG?
No, I've got it. I'll go with LAG.
You
He's going LAG.
You vibe with the LAGs?
I'll let you go first, Allie.
Listen, I said it yesterday. Like, I'm not ready for it to end here. I'm going to go with LA Gorilla Mates for sure. Fist bump me.
Listen, it's Saturday. It's losers bracket. I got Toronto Ultra. They've been here before. They're making this run.
Lunars was lights out yesterday. Today is Saturday. I'm going with Toronto Ultra. Insight about the takeover on the stage to get this party started. Make some noise for Guy Blaze.
Thank you so much, Puckett. I am ready to get this show started. DreamHack, this crowd is looking amazing. You guys ready to go? Oh my God, hold up, that was solid. Let's not over here, it's on the other side of the venue. You guys ready to get the Saturday started? The first squad coming to the stage, playing for their tournament life. Get ready to make some noise for the Los Angeles Gorillas. Johnny, Loners, Fellow, and Kismet. Ready to lay it all out on the stage. The Gorilla mates are here.
Look, we all thought we were going to say goodbye to LA Gorilla mates yesterday. The hopes and expectations were so low, but that's what makes this team so grand. So much pressure on their shoulders, and a rookie in Lunars decided that he was going to become a diamond. The question now is if they can do it once again heading into today against the Toronto Ultra. Let's bring him out, Guy.
I'm ready to bring them out because the next team, we almost didn't see them today either, but they're ready to bounce back. So DreamHack, give a warm welcome to the Toronto Ultra! Beans, Joe Seeds, Insight, and Kleenex. For the strength of the North, Toronto Ultra are ready.
You can see empowered by Monster Energy. They're feeling good. Listen, they've been in the loose bracket. They're familiar with this place. They've made the run to a Sunday plenty of times, and they got to go through LAG. They're confident, they're cool, they're calm, and they're ready to do it. Let's get it going, guys.
I'm ready to get it going. All our players ready to show the monster on stage and give it everything in which they got. DreamHack for the last time. You guys ready to go? Maybe let me see that monster in you.
I don't know if we need to see that, but I bumped into Inside of all places in the bathroom. I was like, all right, dude.
We're still going with this,
I was like, another loser's run, I guess. And he's like, yeah, this year, that seems to be the recipe this year. Yeah, but they get the losers in round one. They make the run. We'll see if they can do it again.
It's not a good recipe.
No, it's not.
No.
But can they get to another podium? And then for LAG, the best series we've seen from them yesterday, without question. Best series we've seen from Lunars. These guys have faced off, and it was a competitive series. I mean, okay. What, LAG took the first map and then...
Yeah, that was the qualifier at the major. At Major 3, they got smoked. It was a 3-0 pop.
That's true. That's true.
But online...
I'm hedging a lot of the one qualifier match, I guess.
Yeah, there was the one Hacienda where they 100-point clubbed them. They looked good, but yeah, Toronto Ultra regained there. So, like, we have seen this a couple of times recently, but LAG took care of his... Ultra took care of
Will you agree with this? LAG seemed to be maybe in their best form of the year. Ultra seem to be sliding a bit right now.
I mean, this is probably yesterday was one of the worst days for Ultra, no doubt about it. They just survived. They went to a Game 5, round 11 with Carolina. They popped out of winners round 1. And it's the way they also lost first Optic. It was not a good look at all.
No, it absolutely wasn't. No, this is champs. That's absolutely the Monster Energy pregame for LAG. Everything on the line for Gorillas, mate. We'll see if they can make a run. Already got a win on LAN, which is something for this organization. It's been a very tough year, but can they keep it going? You talk about the 2 tough years, like Falcons, LAG. Falcons already with the biggest upset of the year. They're able to beat Vancouver Surge. If LAG get it here, we'll add it to the list of this weekend. What an upset it could be.
No, and again, yesterday they looked great. All 4 players really had a great match. They all really stepped up. Fellow had some big sprees, right? Obviously, it was the Lunar show, but yeah, I mean, Kids kept up his consistency. Now, from a just team standpoint, with all 4, everybody looked to be on the same
spot. I was wondering if, like, for Lunars, like, you know, it's an adjustment when you go from Challengers to the League. That probably felt like a Challengers match in a way. Like, it's a lot of players that just came out of Challengers on Cloud9. I don't know what it was exactly, but it was the best we have seen him look, and I'm excited to see if he can do more of that here. It's not going to be that type of matchup, though. It's maybe not going to have your Challengers-type player in gameplay. This is going to be a star-studded lineup of Toronto Ultra, as they'll look to get things flowing early on, line it up in front of Insight. But the early time, going the way of Joe Seeds.
Yeah, a very tough test here early for LAG. I mean, this is Ultra's best hardpoint map on the year throughout Stage 4. You know, they're 2-0, but 13-3 on the year. They do not lose it often.
No, they are absolutely impressive on this particular map and mode. Kleenex, nice little start from him. They're finding all the kills here early, setting up for the P2 rotation. Beans has got mid cut up and sliced up. They still lock it down. It has just been dominant just in the slang early. Sets them up for a touchdown. That's a 45-second P1 and holding rotation the entire time for the P2. It doesn't get more lopsided than this early. That'll be a 3 dead though, and a chance to maybe flip the script. The pressure going to be to Kleenex to hold this and hold the spawns. He's able to do it so far.
Yeah, massive kill on a Johnny. Johnny was able to pop 2. I mean, if he gets that, maybe he gives his team spawns right before Ultra pop
Probably
on
does,
up.
yeah.
But doesn't happen. Kleenex, as you said, able to find it. Yeah, I mean, you're already 70-0 here on the first map of the day.
No, that's one of those one-on-ones that doesn't really show on the scoreboard, but it's a one-on-one that can be a massive swing in the overall score line. For Gorillas, mate, we're looking for that first point as we're getting deeper into this, hoping to find some kind of opening. They're finally, nope, I lied. They're not going to get that first second in yet. All right, they're on the scoreboard. Now they'll try to mount this comeback. They're going to need a great 3 into 4.
Yeah, but even then, what, it's 10 seconds, well,
Yeah.
15 or so, and you flip the map again. Well, a couple of kills come in, but Ultra, they're going to be spawning out bedroom. That's the side that they want for P3 and P4.
They did such a good job holding the P2 side throughout the entire P1. Now, could they do the same thing here? Could they continue to hold P4 side while also soaking up time inside of the P3? I'd say this next 60 seconds probably decides whether this is going to be a competitive map or an absolute blowout. Couple of entry kills, enough to make this messy in and around the point. At least get Ultra out for now. The spawns are already going to flip out, so you'll take that if you're LAG. You need to fight for some time just based on how the scoreline has gone early, but I guess you'll take that small win.
Yeah, I mean, that's really it. Now you just can't play too conservative. Yeah, you have to get aggressive on this hill and just try to find some time. It's very similar to P1. Ultra just locked it down, and now they are finding all the kills. Everybody alive, and they're going to flip the spawns with 15 seconds to go.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't maybe as realistic to have them hold that side the entire time like they were able to do in that P1, but the fact is they battle back, they get control. There is a presence here early from LAG trying to play disruption inside, but they're only able to take down one, and there's the clearance around the new hard point. A nice pick from Lunars from deep. That might spell an opening. Beans is going to get some shots and info through on the cross. How much can he set up his teammates here to hold?
Yeah, inside with an 8, able to take down Lunars, and you're kind of waiting for your teammates off spawn. One player will spawn out. That's going to be Beans. That's just due to Fellow's presence. He's blocking the spawn. So going 2 for 2. Now you go 3 for 2. Plus you have the spawns. A much needed break for LAG, but fighting back is Ultra.
Yeah, a much needed break, but the scoreline is still brutal. Up 120, Ultra in supreme control. The best we've seen them look on the weekend. Let's hear the comms right now from the Ultra crew.
Top stone.
One's a balcony. They're gonna be catching me. Top.
Give me a sec. One's in the corner. Coach.
Jump behind us. Jump behind us. Top stone. Stone. Bridge. Johnny, one shot. I still want Johnny too. Dead. I need it. Top. Okay, listen. Johnny.
Play kills.
Give me catch.
I don't see him. Much of a menu.
Yeah, I'm punching him down. He's dead.
One's in the piano.
Good job. Jim dead. Nice shit. Keep my top. No, he's piano, bro.
Can you have silver? Can I step?
You guys got time?
I'm time.
I will catch, okay?
Three piano, one top, all for you.
Johnny. Piano, Johnny, one shot, dead. Missing Lunars.
Top line.
I'm being top line. John, blind, critical bridge, dead.
John,
I'm
they're gonna be catching me. One top line, two blind.
Yeah, piano system first.
Piano step.
Piano, dead.
Nice, one pitch for sure.
Missing John's.
He's gone tree.
Tree, dead.
Kids get fellow.
I got time, okay?
Both go through. Both go through.
Kiss me, kiss dead. One more deep right.
Absolute dope. Johnny. Could be under.
I have catch. I still want catch.
One Jim.
Piano, Johnny. Let's go. I'm looking back to he went out. Low out. Back to the couch.
Lord Almighty, Toronto Ultra delivering the ass whooping of the year. Only 28 points on the board for LAG. This is unbelievable.
I mean, this is complete opposite of the Ultra we saw yesterday from a slaying standpoint, but also just fundamentally winning all the rotations. If they don't, they're flipping them with 10 to 15 seconds. A much better hard point here to start Saturday.
Yeah, that's one way to put it, Joe.
Yeah.
Listen, maybe not the stiffest of competition, but there's no competition right now. Are LAG gonna crack 30 points? Yes. They're able to get into the P3. We'll see if they can turn this into something more respectable. Otherwise, you may be looking at the worst hardpoint loss on the year. I mean, this is a historic type of loss. Battling in, fighting through, Ultra able to find the kills to get into the point. 15 needed for the win. Looking to close it out on the P3. Ultra come out firing, LAG come out flat. They spawned into this one dead. Is there 4 dead again? And this is the biggest hardpoint victory of the year. Ass whooping delivered. LAG get thunderstruck.
You got something. I mean, I don't really know what else to say outside of that.
Brother,
and well, sometimes, you know, on a Friday, it's just about surviving, getting to the next day. And well, that's what Ultra were able to do, winning that Game 5 round 11 last night. But yeah, maybe just a bit of a wake-up call that they had.
I guess it's like, you know, if you're an LAG fan, if you're rooting for them to like make a run or find an upset in this, you got to think you try to catch them in a map 1. It's tough because it's Skyline. That's a bread and butter type of map for Ultra, but it's just one where you try to take some positives away, like
take something away.
The guns get hot at some point. You get on a little bit of a streak. Maybe the kills start going your way. You look for any kind of silver lining. There was no silver lining whatsoever. That was just a smackdown.
They ran out of silver.
Yeah, no, 100%. Unreal.
Beans went negative and then maybe like that's the silver lining.
Yeah, Beans is 12 and 16, but well, you won by 220, so you feel all right about that. It started out 45-0 through the P1, and it didn't get much better. It is going to be the worst flow chart you're going to see on the year. I kept it as PG as I could with ass whooping because that was just disgusting.
PG-13.
Yeah, okay, PG-13. That's a better way to put it. But wow.
Yeah, there's not really.
No, I know. I'm trying to think of like something to take away from LAG, but there's really nothing. Only thing you can touch on is really what you said, sort of. Ultra didn't seem to be fundamentally sound yesterday. We were surprised to see them outplayed in that regard by Optic, and that's not to be a knock at Optic. It's just kind of fundamentals hasn't really been the breakdown of their gear. That's what we talk about more often with Ultra. So we're surprised to kind of see how that played out. We knew Optic had the ability to beat this team. We just saw them do it online, but we didn't think they beat them in the fashion they did, especially in the hard points. So a nice bounce back. That's just one where, yes, you are the favorite here, but you come in and just more than handle business. That is as dominant as it gets, and what else are you gonna do but laugh? It's funny, Jonas Steve just laughed at Beast. He's like, yeah, I was -4.
Well, he doesn't, yeah.
Dude, that is insane. That is, like I said, they spawned in dead. It's just a flat line. The heart never got beaten, bro. There's no defibrillator or CPR in the world that's rising that one for the dead. Gotaga's looking to buy a different spot. That is bad, bro.
I mean, I truly don't know what else to add on to this. I really don't. Like they just got absolutely smoked.
Yeah. All right. The good thing is you now go to good thing for LAG.
No.
Go to dealership, which is a pain point for the Ultra side.
Yeah, but you haven't won this map either if you're LAG. So it's really just both pain points, and maybe double negatives turns into a positive.
Yeah. There better be the best coach speech of all time being given to the LAG
by Margie.
Side right now.
Yeah, he needs to come out and he's like,
all right, boys, we've been here before. We're going to bring it back from the depths of. I don't know.
See, that started well, and then you turned into Arnold.
I just can't do accents. It's just not my thing, man.
Well, you're trying to make it your thing.
I know. I'm working on it. Body language a little bit different on the two sides of this, but as to be expected, based on how that map 1 beatdown went. I actually bumped into like all the Ultra players just in the back, like chat with them. Like they all seem, I don't know, just real locked, calm. I mean, it's one thing. Listen, we know how good like the core of that team is, how good the comps can be. They've already done the losers run multiple times. Not shocked to see them get going out early here. They know what they need to do. They know what's expected of them. But that's just a scoreline you don't usually see it with two professional teams in a hardpoint. And I know we've had I don't know what the worst was before that. Probably one of the Thieves Carolina ones that comes to mind. Like there were some like
I was thinking back to like Ultra, like Cold War. Remember that raid? I think it was versus Thieves. It was like 17 points.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're going back that far. I was thinking this year. Like there's been.
Well, I was just trying to get through my head. Like, what did? I mean, that low?
Yeah, no, that's bad. Because I think the worst this year was like 250 to 60-ish, right? Somewhere in that ballpark. Because usually there's like a little bit of a run for a team. They were not a skyline. LAG were just trying to run to the map too. Like,
they wanted to buy a car here.
Yeah, holy hell. Woo. See if they can answer back. You see how the S&D has been for these two teams.
And this is really like I mean, Ultra, if they want to, get to the podium, this has to turn around. Their search and destroy has to be better. They aren't the best hardpoint team when it comes to the tippity top. You rely so much on Joe Deceived and Kleenex, and when that doesn't happen, you saw the result yesterday.
Listen, they've been playing a lot of dealerships. It's just you don't have a lot of wins on it. Trying to turn it into more. What was the hit of the series yesterday? Like 1-5 or whatever it was yesterday, right?
Now they're 1-7. They must have played it in another series yesterday.
So 1-7. Yeah, it's a tough thing with two streams. Like it's great, but I certainly missed some of the action. Lunars, he had some clutches yesterday, trying to ice up today. Able to win the first one. Now down to a 1 versus 1. Just not the spot. Timing is brilliant. Giles with the pistol, able to win it. Lunars right back to work. Sensational performance yesterday in the search and destroy. I think he went 12-3. And one of his big maps in the map too. Starts out 3-0 here. Nice little 1v2 ice to close out the round, and that's one of those. All right, listen, we got annihilated in the map one.
They probably laughed at it too.
Shake it off.
Like legitimately, what else can you do?
Laugh, cry.
But honestly, the biggest thing was that last hit marker, because that gives him the info that he's there. He has no idea he could be flanking, but yeah, he gets that last hit marker, able to be in that position.
And the timing on like the shoulder, like he saw a little bit of him, so he get the timing on the slide. Doesn't let the pistol get away from him, closes out the round. So lovely stuff to pull away the clutch. Some damage into the front line of Ultra, so they're going to be held at bay for now behind the utility hitting from LAG. Johnny pushes up, gets that first pick. So you want to wrap out, and that's just one of those deaths you don't want to have. You don't want to lose one as you're trying to wrap out. But that'll be the case. So numbers to LAG. Plant in now for Ultra.
Yeah, you know you're going to get overrun, so you're just relying maybe on a play from Kleenex. So you find a timing middle of the map. Joe Deceives, he's going to get taken down. We saw Kleenex, he was so good in the event yesterday, and while he's able to play his life now a 1 versus 2, but numbers too strong, and Johnny with the ace in the round. So great stuff from Johnny.
Well, 3 from Lunars in the 1v2 clutch in round 1. Ace from Johnny here. And listen, I came into this, I haven't had a lot of belief in the different LAG rosters, but based on what we casted yesterday, I thought like, okay, maybe they can make this at least a competitive series. Did my mind change a little bit after the map 1? Yes, but listen, the fact is it's one map. Whether you lose at 250 to 249 or 250 to 38, a loss is a loss. Your rebound, I mean, I'd almost had that, other than all those gut-wrenching, like, we've talked about a million times. They're down 100, they bring it back and lose by 20. I'd almost rather just get blown out. Just screw it, forget about it, move on. And move on they have, up 2 on the search. Johnny is going. Johnny is feeling it. Traded out, but got that blood. Maybe feeling a little bit too much. You'd love to get that pick and get out with your life. In a difficult position there, aggressive on the B-bomb.
Yeah, maybe he's hoping his teammates there, right, just trying to buy an extra second so they can get that trade, keep numbers advantage, but that's not going to happen. And as you said, just wrap all the way back towards A. Ultra, well, they're going to play the retake, and then 2 players are going to die.
Lunars, yeah, he gets naded with nade in his hand, I guess, kills his teammate.
Yeah, blows up the car.
That's what it looked like on the kill feed. So good hits there from Ultra. They hit the nades, they get that opening pick. But yeah, it was similar like honestly, Ultra's last offense, when they were going to wrap out, like Insight got caught. Here, at least Johnny got a kill, but you can't get out full. You'd love to have a 4v3 as you rotate out. May not have mattered, though, as the nades all connect.
Yeah, you're just relying on having a trophy, and that time they didn't have one.
So Ultra, they'll get around. Kleenex will try to get back to being the vent demon. Their nades once again hitting, softening up, I believe, Fellow, but can't can't turn into a kill, but what it does is it does back them up a bit. But what do they do with that? We'll see if they push up. The thing is, all of LAG are here. Oh, no.
Another one.
Oh, God. Yeah, team kill this time from the gunny. Kismet going to get dropped. That's an unfortunate one from Fellow deep in the back courtyard. You hold numbers at 3-2. Fellow getting some damage in again. I think Kleenex is going to find a AR to work with as well. Plant in. Joe Deceives gets away. Kleenex right back to Vent, and the Vent Reaper finds another one.
And he's able to play his life. I mean, you're hoping for a pick there if you're Fellow. Then maybe you should snap onto the multi-kill, looking for the trade. But yeah, Kleenex just able to just stay alive in there.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things, like, we know how important that player is, like backcourt, just putting in shots, putting in damage, finding picks. I'm guessing, I don't know.
He's probably pre-firing.
Kismet, yeah, Kismet just slid across as he's pre-firing. Maybe he got hit by an 8 or took a little bit of damage. He just gets one tap. I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but that one, I mean, when you get caught with a nade in your hand, that can happen to anybody, but you hope you're not going to get one with your gun.
No, I'm sure it was just like a bullet. Yeah, he was probably weak. He was fighting up street kids, trying to take aggression to them, but yeah, ends up getting caught.
So now off the back-to-back, Ultra tie us up. A lot of mid-map aggression here from Ultra. They are hitting it, and Johnny is just waiting for this exact play. Well, they expect two. Gets the first, eyes on the second. Could not have been better there from his POV. They're trying to swarm him, though. Hit the stun, trying to stay up. Has to deal with too many people. Kismet's going to come in and give him a little bit of help, though. At least able to get one, but he's going to get caught. The third player rotate over is Bean, so I guess I'm surprised you kids even try to hop up there based on the info you had.
100%, yeah. You're just thinking you have bomb down. You're playing with numbers. Just gets a little bit too aggressive. 2 versus 2, though. And you see Fellow, he's taking a route, so you have to stay alive if you're Lunars.
I guess I don't know if he took shots. He might have thought the stun came from the other player, right, Johnny?
Nice shots from Fellow. And while just time on the clock, they're able to clutch on up. No, but I think Bean shot.
Did he shoot? That's what I was going to ask. Did he shoot or did he just stun? Okay.
He shot, so he knew he was there. But
because that looked insane from Kiz's POV. But as soon as he goes to mantle up, I'm like, brother, what are we doing?
But it is all good. His teammates able to regain, win the 2 versus 2.
That animation was
every time with the car. Yeah, it's some with the cars. I have no idea.
His neck all right? I know these guys were twisted in that map 1, but no wonder. They got a full 360 view of the map. Oh, Lord. Well, after the back-to-back rounds for Ultra, LAG now able to go back out in front. Johnny leading it at 7-4 currently.
This has kind of been the default for both teams, right? Just playing very aggressive B early on defense. You don't see anything there. Just going to play the 4 versus 4 retake.
Oh, no. Fellow goes vertical. They did a team shot into Beans. Car going to be in play.
Big nade.
Nade will hit, he'll even it up. Kleenex playing up close and personal. Walks away with 1, so after LAG get the blood, things start to fall apart. Under 30 seconds now to work with, and you still have to deal with Kleenex. Now we have our little game of opening, close the door over and over again. Great shoulder and info there for Kleenex. As long as he's up, best of luck. They can't shut him down. You get help from deep, and kind of your standard setup. That's exactly what Ultra want.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how important that spot is from Kleenex yesterday. It was just against him, right? From Shotzi's POV, you can open and close that door. You saw what LAG were trying to do, was open the door, throw a nade out there, get him weak, but he plays his life perfectly, able to find a couple of kills. But I think what really turns that around is that inside nade. He's just able to hang on to it. One player's weak, he just slides right on top of it.
No, I think you're 100% right, because they got that pick on the Beans. That, you think it might fall apart, but that's what evens the odds. Otherwise, that retake is a whole hell of a lot easier. You're just able to team chow Kleenex a little bit cleaner, or double chow somebody deep and get a pick. Take Kleenex out of the equation for some kind of chow. And that's a couple rounds, and really it's been the Ultra nades have decided it.
Well, they're not going to take the bomb, so this time a little bit of a switch. I'm going to try to catch them on rotation. Great call from Kiz and crew. They find that first blood. Now, what are they going to do with it?
I think exactly what you're talking about. Like, these teams have been playing really aggressive on the B side of it. Like, okay, yeah, let's catch them in rotation. You called it perfectly. Some mid-game adjustments going down, and now Kiz and Johnny have both been able to find one, and Ultra have been picked apart. Joe Deceives takes one down with him, but that's all he's going to find as he gets flooded out. Now it's going to be on Beans. 1 versus 3. He's got the snapper to pull off a play like this, but not going to really be given a shot. Johnny gets 2 in the round, and LAG closes it out.
Yeah, just some nice A aggression. They know they've been giving up that bomb plant, don't want to get caught by the nade. So yeah, trying to catch them in rotation. And it is a risk because someone on Ultra is going to be watching that push through. But it was a great slide, nice team shot there from Kiz.
Yeah, now, I mean, you think of the next round, you're going to keep them honest a little bit on that rotation.
Yeah,
Maybe
probably have one courtyard.
Maybe it won't be as quick, or you'll keep a body backcourt exactly. We'll see how the adjustment comes in. But that's why I like risks like that, even if that doesn't pay off for the round win, could pay dividends later in the search. But the fact is you won it, so it works out as well as it can for LAG. This time LAG to stack it over towards A. 2 wrap back to B, a little kind of 2-1-1, 2-2 looking split for Ultra. They'll take space and they'll get right up to B. First action we've really seen here so far.
And Kiz is hoping they wrap back, right? Just playing inside of office, lurking, but Joe's gonna take the fight, able to find the first blood, and he gets away. You still have Kleenex lurking in the middle of the map. Johnny's waiting on him, hoping to get that kill, and now this is much more doable for LAG on this retake, and they find Joe. Johnny playing his life.
I love that there. You have 2 players, because it's just so difficult to win a gunfight against an SMG player, but you have 2 stacked up. They're able to shut it down. 2v2 now. Fellow gets dropped to the cross. Beans is making a play. Things are falling apart. Might go down to a 1 versus 1 or doesn't. It is a 1v1, but in the window, it's Ultra that shut it down. And you looked a little flustered there with some of the decisions.
I mean, Beans just takes it to him. I mean, he is in a 1 versus 2, and he just holds the line. He catches both of those players pushing on up. You have the numbers, and I mean, that is just all Beans. Buy inside time to get to the middle of the map.
Oh, I like the push from Joe to Steve's right off it too, because like, you know, it's usually ARs playing deep behind like Shaq. Your SMG players typically working mid to window. Just catches somebody, wins an easy fight. I know he ends up dropping, but you get some information. You get that first domino. Now to 4-4. Johnny's still leading the way in the lobby, though. He is 10-6, trying to take over. As we continue to go back and forth, Kiz may just line away. Joe Deceive's gonna get caught. Kiz with the snap, but can't quite finish it. Luna's trying to trade, and he's able to do that. So, oh, and he gets a second. Starts it with a 1v2 to kick off this search and destroy. Big moment there. Now late in the map too. Inside, caught. Nowhere to go. Huge round for LAG. Now on match point.
And well, we kind of talked the adjustments right middle of the map, and what does Ultra decide to do? Instead of, well, they play aggressive B, but then they keep going. They try to catch them. Maybe quickly through the flank if they opt to go towards that A bomb, but it was Kismet just line and wait.
They're making the adjustments. They're making the plays. Just one more round, and you know, I just feel like sometimes fans, you're more guilty if you put so much stock in hardpoint. You just do. It's like the nature of it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Even when you're looking at stats for players, you put so much in hardpoint, but like, this could be a round 11 win. You're tied up 1-1 in the series, round 10 win, and brush off that 250 at 38 like it's nothing. The beauty of our esport, you've got various modes and different skill sets. Ultra with the bomb plant looking to push this to the round 11. We'll see if they can hold. Beans got caught in a similar position a couple rounds ago. It was Kleenex ended up being the hero. Beans is going to fall, just trying to let Cronin wait, and they just send it forward, find all 4, sweep them off the bomb, and take the map too. They make that look easy.
I mean, great stuff there from LAG, and well, who is it again? Johnny with double digits. We have said that a lot. He finishes it with 13. Just aggression right out of the gates. Well, really in that second round where he finds the ace. But great stuff from LAG, and I mean, what a regame, because, yeah, I mean, you just get destroyed in map number 1 hard point, but we are all tied up.
It's just crazy. That's the beauty of it, though. Yeah, it's 1-1. We're tied. I mean, there's no difference whether it's 250 to 249 or a 250 to 0. Unbelievable bounce back there from LAG. Granted, I mean, listen, so far teams have won their map picks, right? Ultra come in. That was their hardpoint pick. They take it. LAG, they take their search and destroy pick. So maybe how you would expect things to go, maybe not from a scoreline standpoint, but how you expect things to go in the series. Is the proto maybe the most interesting part of this, like the control, or what are you looking at as we get deeper into it?
I mean, probably the control. Yeah, I mean, this is one where Ultra is clearly the better control team. Can maybe LAG steal one here? Just, I don't know if they're going to win a hard point versus this
They
team.
need to win a respawn, so where's it going to come? Usually we talk about the control, yeah.
I'm just not sure if it's going to be the right card hard point for these guys.
Okay, well, that'll do it for the first 2 maps. We're tied up 1-1. Desk, take us through.
Start that we just had. Alley Cat joined by Nameless and I here at the desk. And Alley, 50-point club.
Oh my God.
50-point club in hardpoint.
Into a search and destroy win.
And now it's all even up.
It's
So it
not
doesn't matter
crazy how
how
that
you
works
get the
out.
dub. It's all about getting 3
It's not about
dubs
how you
before
start,
the
it's
other
about how you
team.
finish, chat.
We're going to take a look, though, at your LAG win coming from game number 2. This is Search and Destroy, and it was 3-3. It was knotted up after 6 rounds. What changed?
It was just, at first I talked about the middle map control. Johnny was having an incredible map number 2. That battle and that taking that space and control mid really freed up the rest of the map for a lot of the LA Gorilla mates. And then also, Fellow was winning some of the most impossible gunfights with the AR up close, which was unbelievable in terms of just giving slaying power from the side of LAG.
Yeah, I mean, to kick things off, Lunars had a miraculous 1v2. It was actually awesome with Pistol for the final kill to kind of like get rid of the momentum that Toronto had from that 40-point club in the hard point. But where Toronto Ultra go wrong this map is like the B prevent defense that they play. It just doesn't work. I mean, we see teams like Vancouver do it where they'll have a Huza on A Street just like put down shots and stop you from pushing through. Well, LAG, shout out to them for the preparation, just so ready for what Toronto was doing every time. Players pushing through, Kismet's catching them. You know, they know that nobody's going to be playing that street, so some rounds they'll just expose them and push all the way through. And you couple that with a couple of their thunderous offensive pushes, like, yeah, LAG looked good on this map.
Strong performance from Johnny once again in Search and Destroy. You look at the numbers, he's at 4-1 there, but look down low in the bottom right. That's the accurate one. 11-6, finishes with 13 kills. Johnny, LAG getting fired up and evening things out going into map number 3. We have our scum play of the game though, I'm told. Can you guess where it came from?
Should be Lunars.
Should be the Lunars 1v2 for sure.
Nope,
I mean,
it is a 50-point club, ladies and gentlemen. We do not see that at the CDL. 250 to 34. The biggest hardpoint beatdown we have witnessed on LAN. And it's handed to a world champion, Kismet. Fellow, a guy who's been around the league for a decade. And then, of course, the Challengers players, Lunars and Johnny coming back up.
oh yeah, I mean, it was just the SMG duo of Toronto Ultra just catching fire incredibly early. I mean, Joe and Kleenex are both double positive. You see them right now combining for like 20 and 10, and that wasn't even past 100 points just yet. So for Toronto Ultra, clearly whoever warmed them up good because they were shooting at the start of this map one.
Yeah, this was absolute destruction. I mean, probably the most well-played Skyline we've seen this entire year. But nevertheless, still 1-1 in the series, so Toronto got to lock in.
I got a bad news, though. If you're an OAG fan, you don't get another Search and Destroy until Game 5. So you got to win control, right? That's the thought going into the series?
Respawn. No, you have to win the hard point. I think Toronto's way too strong of a control team right now. LA Gorilla mates have to go for that map number 4.
All right, ignore the control, because if you look at the numbers, I feel like Joe Deceives might have a small edge in this one. Going to get Johnny, actually. Johnny throughout this stage looking very clean. That's a 1.4. Now, is this at Major 4 only?
Yeah, that's what I said, Major 4 only. This is skewed. Wait a minute.
So we got a 1-match result for LAG's numbers. Johnny did play well in their 3-0 yesterday over Cloud9.
Yeah, prior to that, though, they were on a 10-loss streak in control. But, hey, everything's forgiven. You won a match here at the Major. You're tied 1-1 with Toronto Ultra, who have had podium finishes. And Johnny's an electrifying player, man. We've seen them have crazy comebacks and respawns. LAG, man, showing a lot of fight, and Lunars so far, to me, has been this team's MVP.
It's a little micro dose of the digits coming your way. Ali, expectations. Walk me through the remainder of this series. It's going Toronto here, then LAG Game 4.
And then we go to a Game 5.
How
and
many
then
rounds?
I have to go for LA Gorilla mates in a round 10.
All right,
round 10, not even
3-1
11.
Toronto.
Lock in, ladies and gentlemen. It is a 5-match day. We're about to send another team home. We'll send it back over to Maven and Merc.
We'll see if we have another insane matchup. I'm probably leaning Ant's way, looking like it'll be a 3-1. I mean, I guess you could say if we go to the red card, we'll go to the red card. Ultra yesterday versus Optic didn't look great on it, but
Not Optic.
Yes. I wouldn't say LAG and Optic are 1-1 with the way Optic's playing right now, that's for sure. But we get ready for the control now. Probably the one you'll favor Ultra the most in this series. Usually when it's a good team versus a bad team, that is the combo for control, more often than not.
And it's also, I mean, LAG haven't won this map on the year. All the different rosters.
Well, that's good. Okay, that's the only stat I needed.
They're
Okay.
0-7 on the year.
Oh, perfect, Joe.
They don't play a ton of it. Just trying to find
Everybody
anything.
has their first, Joe.
Some, maybe not everyone.
Okay, maybe not everyone. We'll see if they can find their first win, or if Beans and Co. lock it down, shut it down, and have another respawn blowout. We're hoping we'll have a banger series here, maybe something from LAG, but the fact is, yeah, they just have to take a respawn. As good as the search looked, You're going to then, I mean, even if you get to a map 5, you're into Ultra's pick, you're not going to be on their worst, maybe their worst map in dealership.
It's their best search.
Yes.
Right,
So
the one they've relied on all year.
It's an uphill fight.
After this, you know, depending on if they do win the series, they really have to figure out what they want to do veto-wise, because they can keep, you know, looking at dealership, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is. I mean, that's been a thing for really hardpoint and search with a lot of teams since some of the changes came in. You know, halfway through the year, late in the year, some of the map changes, people have had to get maps in that you don't love to have. The fact is, rarely are you a team that's looking at a series and it's like all solid for you, unless you're like a Thieves right now, or maybe a FaZe at times. Like you're like, okay, we can play whatever. Not many teams that can say that.
No, you didn't see it there though. Snapped up the loss streak yesterday. It was 10 in a row before they won the round 5 on Hacienda. Got to see that one last night. The problem is though, we're not playing Hacienda, we're playing Protocol.
No, we are not, Joe. That is a correct assessment. We'll see how they can maybe get the dub done. You got to think one would maybe take over ability for Kiz and Johnny if they can be a nuisance. They can find openings and timings. I mean, in control, you really need a team effort, but just how ratty some of these maps can be, the timings you can get for your subs, the pressure you can apply. You're going to be looking at those two. I'm sure they'll have AR at hand at times, but
yeah, it's just on the other side. Like this is sort of the home for Ultra. Like even yesterday, right? What were they able to win? It was the control Protocol, but there we go. Able to find 3 now.
Johnny.
Now going to try to find the extension on this point. Joe DeCease, though, is in their base, and in their face, nades are landed, and well, Joe's able to find one. That might be enough to get Fellow off the A point, but it might not be. Fellow somehow finds 2. Johnny's still pushed on up, and here we go. LAG, minute extension on the board.
And this is exactly what you want. The reposition from Johnny, instead of spawning them out towards B, spawns them all in back A, and this transition could be beautiful. You're right, they got to deal with insight. I think playing from top grapple, will he be able to get the angle? Lunar's a big gunfight looming now against Kleenex, able to win at the shoulder a little bit too wide. Still a presence on the point, but the good thing for Ultra is only one body on it for now. But this is such a great opening offense. Out of Gorilla's mate, maybe some stabilization now for Ultra. Finally a good sequence, there you go. You get 4 dead, you're able to put Beans up in an aggressive position. But the fact is, there's 2 minutes to go still.
No, I mean, great patience at Ultra. They don't fight the point. They fight for middle of map control. They know there's only one player on it. Then they deal with that player.
That's where a lot of teams fall apart.
No, 100. Yeah, trying to cross.
Yeah.
Right when you don't have top 3 control. So LAG, yeah, a great start, but now you got to deal with this, with all Ultra in your face.
Nice. There's only one person on the objective. You don't need to have a crazy sense of urgency or panic. Looks like LAG get out of this pretty well. Johnny does get spotted, so I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do. Not going to be able to do much, but you get a body back onto the point. Time, still a conversation. The good thing, again, though, there's only one person here. Maybe you'll turn this into a second tick, but can you turn it into the win? Insight through on one side of it. Johnny. Oh my God, if they can keep both players here, that's a big one-on-one to maybe slow this down for a second. Insight able to get the angle as well, trying to get a body on and finish this.
That might be
only a little bit to go to close it out. No respawns remaining for Ultra. Second player is here. That's an offensive round win for LAG, and that's a huge one. A huge one in the scheme of things.
No, they get the 3 kills, and once again, it was only Insight who was up. He does get aggressive and find one, but what does LAG do? They just ignore him. They all flood up the stairs, try to take the fight on the objective, and a lot of those trades go their way. What does that do? That forces Insight to have to go back towards the B point. That gives up middle of the map control, and then, yeah, LAG able to close it out. So good stuff there, especially around the objective early from LAG.
0-7. On protocol control on the year. I'm going to assume there are not a lot of offensive round wins to go with that record.
I mean, we've talked about it. You and I, we've casted, I think, every single one of LAG's wins.
I swear to God we have, bro. Why not? I think that's what I said to you last night. I was like,
keep it up.
That we're casting LAG. Maybe they'll win. Who knows? They don't have any series.
Taga's going to put us on the payroll.
Yeah, I'm down with that, dude. We love you, Gotaga. We love you. Ultra, their look at the offensive side of things so far, though, is Johnny and Kismet. They are going to be the catalyst for this team on both sides of the ball. Trying to deal with Joe DeCease to get him down to 3 HP, and they'll send it to get him out of the point. Kind of throw your body to the wind, just make sure the stack is disrupted. Now Kleenex trying to do, we saw kind of Johnny do on the other side. I thought he was maybe just going to push up that street, but he's tracking back to help his team. Lets Joe Deceives get on the point, pause it, and work it a bit as they're trying to get this second bit of progress.
And this is where Ultra were so good yesterday. When they were done with the A point, it was the transition towards B, where they caught Optic multiple times, winning both of their offenses. They really take their time, make sure they have map control, and that's going to be a 3 dead. So you might see that right away. The one player is going to be Kismet, going up Spiral, and right onto B is Insight.
Oh, winning a big one. Get the trophy in for coverage as well. He'll get traded out, but that trophy could pay dividends for his other teammates now getting in. Joe Deceives trying to turn this into 2. Not able to do it as Kismet finds the angle. So not much progress really done on B. So that transition shut down for now.
They just had to find Kismet. He's been all over the map. He was in their base, then he runs back, deals with the player on the objective. Finally, they find him. But yeah, 7 life advantage already. Lunars and Fellow trying to watch the cross, and they do just that as they find 2. Make it 3. A nice little multi-kill there from Lunars will slow things down. But you still have so much to work with if you're Ultra.
And the lives, yeah. I mean, 90 seconds. Life advantage continues to grow. Looking like this might be a game of offense. Is as good as that LAG opening round was. Ultra looking to 1-up up here. Hold up now. That'll be a 3 dead again. It feels like if they can get a couple players forward and farm a bit, like what do you get out of these players right now in Kiz and Lunars? Well, okay, they're both dead. You don't get much. You have 1 kill.
You don't get much at all.
You don't get much at all. I figure if they could get 3-4 kills, maybe slow this down, they just need to bleed some of this clock and give themselves more of a chance in the lives department. Fellow swings. Unfortunately, he gets knocked out of the park as Kleenex slams him. Nice little snap there, but
I mean, this was like a solid round here from LAG, like to fight back, but it was too clean too early here for Ultra. It gave them so many resources. They had the life advantage. They still have a ton of time. But they might be able to do this, but you can tell that Ultra just play with a lot of patience right now.
I mean, the difference could be if this goes to lives, could be a tick conversation, but I don't know if you want offense or defense right now based on how this is going. That might be a good thing for Ultra.
It's more 50-50.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, that can't happen. That'll seal it there. Kleenex ends up getting 3 and tags into Johnny.
Yeah,
disgusting stuff there out of Kleenex as he finds the final 4. Yeah, go ahead.
And I mean, like I said, nice little regen there in the middle of that round from LAG.
A couple of them,
that was behind Lunars and Fellow, finding multiple kills, dealing with the players on the objective. The problem is you never got Kiz forward, you never got Johnny forward to put them in that spawn trap.
You did once.
One time.
Well, it wasn't even that forward. Kiz got a kill like through Spiral and tried to get away. But yeah, that little segment I called. If those 2 would have found a little more efficiency, maybe that would have been the moment that turned around. But not able to do it. So. Both teams take their offense. Did they get a 4th tick? I don't even know if they did. I kind of blacked out.
It's 3 or 4.
Okay. Advantage to LAG, though, in the ticks department, if you want to call it an advantage. We'll see if we even go to the round 5 and it matters. LAG, though, nice opening offense, trying to chain this into another. Eyes on Lunars, just trying to take this window fight or help his players on the objective. He's not finding the angles, but his teammates are finding the kills. He's worried about maybe pressure grapple side, but Johnny's got him covered.
Man, just early efficiency here on offense. Making sure that player doesn't get through. That's Joe Deceives. And, well, now you have A and B. The problem is you only have 1 player on the A point for now. You're going to rotate someone over. You hear the trophy get down. Kleenex does deal with Johnny. Down towards the place, so they're going to have to deal with Kleenex. But they're finding all the kills.
Yeah, working this life advantage like Ultra able to do. You're up 7 round. Ultra only have 2 kills in this round, and A is secure. That is just really, really good control out of LAG, which is not something we've said really much this year. So they'll get A. And now kind of a similar thing. Yeah, what can Kleenex now do on this? Jeez, he's had a couple ludicrous gunfight wins. And that one gunfight win sets up his teammates. So now
Fellow
you get
out
in the trap a bit. Yeah, Fellow will be the 1 person out.
Yeah, and he's able to find a kill. So going to relieve some pressure. It's Fellow. Ooh, almost able to snap. Just Kleenex throws a nice shoulder and wins the gunfight. But I think he does enough to allow his team to at least control this top 3.
Yeah, Ultra kind of put the brakes on the aggression, just kind of hold the 50-yard line for now. 90 seconds to work with. Still up a couple of lives. Beans multi-kill. Well, your lives advantage all but disappearing. And this is one of those moments, maybe if you're not, you're a struggling team in LAG where it's a difficult position to get out of. You're kind of locked in. It's been a tough stretch for about a minute. Somebody has to make a play. Kiz is the only one alive. He's got to be the playmaker.
Yeah, well,
They've already got
he's already staring at this. But he gives it up. He gives it up for a second. Beans is there for the quick trade. But again, they find that other player in CleanX who has already pushed on up. So you're still very much in this. You still have the life advantage. You still have a minute to work with. You see number 7 in Fell, though. He may have found the route. I think CleanX is looking for it, but maybe not. I didn't expect the AR to be this deep.
Oh, he's real deep, Joe. Super, super deep. What does Fellow find? There's the one. And to the point he goes. Advantage in the lives department is 1. A little crossfire there with Johnny. Continue to try to progress this. No one able to find any kind of live separation. Just caught with a nade in hand right before the help gets there. He didn't finish that kill either. 8 versus 8 now. 25 seconds to go. It's on Kiz once again. Chest bumps 1, but slams him. Kiz with a massive win. Under 20 to go. His time is a ticket. Pressure to LAG now make the play deep on the offense.
They just know they're all here around the point. They have all the kills. They know the positions of Ultra. They just have to execute.
5 seconds to go. Kiz to go. A massive gunfight, not able to win it. Johnny wins 1. Just too much to deal with, not able to get the touch. Ultra hold on the defensive front.
Yeah, they just always had one more, did Ultra, right? Finding a couple of kills around the point. Thought maybe that Fellow play would have turned into something. But he just never had any help. Never had any help around that area. So great little defense there from Ultra. I mean, that is a long one at that B point. Over 2 minutes, you were down in lives early.
Yeah, and Kiz still had like a Simtex in his stun. I thought he was just gonna toss stuff and they were gonna go. Like from ramp, but he like backed it up, hit ladder.
Yeah, it looked like maybe he was trying to make a play through the zip, but then just realized the time. He was the only man forward.
Yeah, I was like, what route are you gonna take? But he backed up at first. I'm like, brother, you don't have time. I just wanted him to hit his bumpers, honestly. He had a couple things to use. Ultra can close it out here with another offensive round win, and that is a break off and a half. They find everybody outside of Lunars, and this will be a quick little stack on to B. CleanX overstays his welcome as he tries to peek it via the ladder, but you still have Insight and Joe Deceives in position. Johnny gonna try and shut this down, wiggling his way forward for an angle, and the patience going to pay off. Slide out and chow, you gotta love that from Johnny.
I mean,
very easy just to run at that.
And that's just all with the nades, right? He waits for his teammates off spawn to hit the nades. The problem is, though, I mean, already 2 ticks done at B, and then the progression being made. All of LAG have to work through the flanks. CleanX, there are so many players under you. They're going 2 for 2 so far, but you have to deal with the player on the objective if you are LAG. Now, just not able to do so. And now that break-off is a problem. Only 1 tick to deal with.
LAG have got to have one of the better defensive stands we've seen on the year. 1 more tick for the map, and as good as that first round looked, it's been all Ultra since. We'll see if Johnny can keep him staggered. Looks like he's going to be able to do that. Continuous pressure on Johnny to make the play. He's just going to track all the way back and actually pick the player off of the point. Terrible timing there for Lunars, but Johnny is continuing to find kills. He's on 6 straight. If he can earn a Hellstorm, who knows? Could be the difference maker. 7 now, won't earn it and will drop. So their point man forward is out of the equation, and there's still 90 seconds to go. And this becomes a much harder game once you lose that point player.
And again, I think Ultra just know just how much time they have to work with, right? They're taking their time, controlling middle of the map, trying to find pace, and then they'll work that objective. But Johnny continues to open things up for his team and keep them alive. They are hanging on to this. It's going to be 3 dead here for Ultra.
Time is dwindling. A minute to go. Can they hold? It'd be an insane one, but they continue to find kills. A massive moment now as 2 players have pushed forward. They're both gonna drop. They're both gonna get slammed by Joe Deceives. And now they're in trouble. Fellow tries to make the play from the top rope.
It's all about the nades.
Off to the races.
All about the nades.
Will the nades hit? There's no trophy in for coverage. Now they've got to connect. 1 player on it, 2nd trying to get there. Kismet swinging out, gonna get stopped. Johnny's got to find the angle. The pistol's gonna hit for Joe Deceives. 1 more player on it. He gets some help, but he shuts him down. Ultra take the map 3. And that is, I mean, dude, Jonas, that's all Jonas sees. He gets the 2 kills in their house and then closes it out on the point. Yeah, I'm sure he gets some help, but I don't know if he got help with the first 2. We didn't see him.
No, I don't think he does. He catches both of them, and Klinex wins the one-on-one on the point, right? I mean, maybe if that player is able to win it, they have a better shot. Well, of course they would, but they almost did it. They almost did it there.
And that was, I mean, what was it? It was like Kismet and Lunars, we talked about the one round. If they could have made a play, maybe forward, it decides it. Same thing there. It's like, in hindsight, it's like maybe it would have worked out better if you guys played it a little bit more passive, but I think you have to take space. When you have like 3 down, you have to do that. You just can't get pieced.
No, yeah, they're trying to take space, and it's just you're hoping on one of those fronts to at least win it. It's just they lost both.
Yeah.
And all three of those players go down, and then, yeah, it's just desperation time. You're hoping a nade lands on a Joe. Kismet drops down ladder. Maybe he can make the play, but you saw from Joe's POV, he avoided all of them.
It was nearly a really, honestly, sensational defensive hold, considering how long they had to hold. What was it, about 2 minutes for one tick they had to hold? Nearly awesome stuff. I didn't really believe in it until late. Once they got like kind of the back-to-back 3 deads, and Johnny continued to make plays. But who was it? It was Kiz and Johnny forward? Was it those 2? I have to see it again, but man, they come away with anything there. Anything. And listen, we've seen any team the same thing happen to. Like, you just get forward and you get caught, sprinting. They read an angle, right, read a corner. But that's even traded out. And then the player that trades it gets lost. Who knows how that ends up going down. This is the late desperation. Joe Deceives ends it on a 4 spree. But as important as those 2 kills were, it was really the 2 prior to that that probably sealed it. As you said, Klinex is one-on-one on the point. And now, okay, this red card hard point. Can LAG somehow win it? The one positive you'll take, it's not gonna be really in this series because you got blown out in map 1. It's just, I guess, at Ultra, yeah, Versoptic didn't look great on the red card. Seemed to be out of sorts. They got beat up a bit on that map.
I mean, they got destroyed.
They really did. Yeah, that's
right
a better way to put it.
They got destroyed on that map. Not as bad as map number 1 in this series, but
no,
it was very well controlled.
For a red card, though, that was destruction.
Well, an optics red card, yeah.
Yes, even more so. Double down on that. It was impressive stuff, but they'll look to get a better performance here, close it out through all of the respawns.
And, you know, for LAG, I mean, obviously after that map 1, though, it feels like you've come alive a bit. You're starting to shoot well from what we've seen in that map.
Yeah, that was a very competitive control. Like I know it was 3-1, but
a couple of those situations go differently.
Yeah, multiple rounds come down to like last second type of plays or late round plays. I don't want to say it was like winnable in the sense they should have won it, but it wasn't a winnable one. Couple plays go different. Maybe you're able to take that, but the fact is the plays didn't go that way. The dominoes didn't fall your way. And Ultra are back in control. I think you're spot on though with this Ultra team. I mean, yeah, you don't want to find yourself here in losers. Yes, it was an ugly series yesterday. Maybe a couple. We didn't get to watch the Carolina one because we were casting, but the fact it goes 5 games tells me all I need to know. But they got to figure out something with the search, with the dealership. Like,
yeah, I mean, maybe they just need more matches. Like, maybe this losers bracket thing in the long scheme of things isn't the worst thing. They'll play so many more maps. Like, just trying to get some reps, trying to figure out their map pool. Because, yeah, their 2-3-5 needs a ton of work.
We'll see now if we'll go the entire way. Or if Ultra are able to close it out, then after this losers match, we hop back into winners. For your 2 winner semis, you got what, Thieves Heretics, followed by Optic FaZe. We've got some bangers here today. As we lock in on some of the crucial matches to get to a championship Sunday. There we go. Map 4, LAG's year on the line. Which of these 4 players could step up and maybe get them to a map 5 and pull off an absolutely nutty upset? Johnny had his moment, so did Kiz in that map 3. Just brush off that map 1, a different map. We're an hour deeper into this series. Can you pull away an upset? Look, it's a real disciplined Ultra lineup.
Well, that was the thing yesterday, right, for Ultra, is they were just out-rotated on a number of the money hills. You know, the P4 at stage, they lose the first one. The second one, they get broke instantly by Optic. So that's really what we're going to be looking at. So far, so good. You're splitting time. You have stage spawns for this P2. If you are Ultra, so Fellow trying to find some big kills. And while Kismet's going to spawn all the way out, that should help his team. That should allow them to, collapse. And, well, they're going to find 3. Joe Deceives is off spawn. So LAG now in control.
The battle is from the front side of it. Joe Deceives 1, not really going to lead to much of an opening just due to the time disparity you have in the spawn coming in, the position LAG were able to get in. Johnny deals to Joe Deceives. He changed that into a second. Kismet just nuts to the forehead, still able to transfer the shots and get the kill.
Yeah, that's discipline.
And you're, a few seconds away from already getting past your total in the map 1. So a much better start. There we go. A round of applause. We're past the 38 points they got in that map 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, out-rotating Ultra again. Yeah, do a great job. And then there was that split spawn that happens, allows LAG to kind of collapse, give them the spawns that they want. But the fact is, they find all the kills afterwards. 50 points there at that P2. Johnny's on 5 in a row, make it 6. Doesn't have a lot of objective time, so probably doesn't have that Hellstorm, but Lunar's going to be the first player here at P3.
You guys want me to word it 1 second? Yeah, probably. Probably not many objective
Not a lot of
towards
objective time, no.
But LAG with a strong start. They were trying to maybe bait somebody from Ultra into the hard point, and then you slide and shout on the kill, but they're going to go ahead and take what time they can, just inching their way in. Is Lunar's for now. Tough fight, but takes it. Just too many players to deal with, but you still have bodies here for LAG. They have the numbers. They take control of the hard point yet again.
Not just fighting from the hill. Ultra have spawns for P4 to control stage, but it just may not matter. They have to put some pressure on this, and you go 2 for 2.
This P4 might be, I don't want to say it's the map, but it could be in the sense, if LAG have a strong P4 here, they're up 100 plus. On the Ultra side, you're right back in the game. Maybe you're looking at a tie game. First person.
It's down to beans, and well, Fellow guns him.
Slammed. What a gunfight win for Fellow. Now you've got spawns in control for stage, and Lord Almighty, if they hold this, it might be a blowout. That was the absolute ripper from Fellow.
You have some split spawns coming in. Lunars is able to read the first play in his life. Just trying to buy some time, but it's all down to Fellow. And speaking of ripper, it's Inside who's able to respond with one of his own. So you are going to get some time, maybe, but yeah, it's just going to be Joe Deceives here who's forward.
So this might be the opposite of how I thought it was going to play out. I thought it was either going to be, stages. I thought it was going to be a lot of time to LAG or a lot of time to Ultra. It might not be a lot of time to either once the dust settles. It might be a similar type of lead because no one able to get their ideal setup here. It's been a mess from the beginning. This has played out more like a camera hard point. No one's been able to get in.
I saw Fellow, so we were talking about objective time. He was able to earn a Hellstorm on that P2 behind a couple of kills.
Oh, was he? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you have that to work with for that P5 that's upcoming. So maybe you stay a little bit longer, fight for some objective time. Yeah, considering the way it looked for both of these teams, you'll split that. I think you take that all day if you're LAG.
Yeah, you chip away the lead a little bit if you're Ultra, but nothing crazy. And yeah, the fact you get a streak too, it could end up being big. They get some nice kills as we step to the next point, but right after that, it's Joe Deceives and Insight that slam him. Lunar's still just laying here, flopped on his backside. I like just waiting for his teammates to get in and maybe be able to help him out a little bit. And he's going to walk away with 2 kills. What a beautiful play that is from Lunars.
Yeah, I thought maybe Fellow off spawn was going to call him the Hellstorm, but he just starts running while Lunars is a Hellstorm himself. Yeah, able to find that multi-kill, gives his team control. Maybe not finding a ton of time, but hanging on to that 40-point lead is LAG.
Well, sometimes if it's a red card or a vault, it's not always about finding time. It's like making sure your opponent doesn't find time.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's already 2 minutes off the clock. Yeah. This is one of those. It's been so messy so far. It may just come down to that.
We've had 7 games on the year. I mean, not including this week. I don't think any have off the top of my head that if... Oh, no, we have had 1 go to time, didn't we? But we've had like 7 or 8 on the year. I think the Ultra's been a part of like 3 of them. So they'll play a lot of vault. They'll play a lot of red card. That could ultimately be the play. We'll see if they're involved in another one as the play clock continues to tick. But now into our second set, LAG in early. LAG have position outer and in. And they're turning this into some nice, healthy time, pushing the lead out to 60 again.
Yeah, we don't see this often from Kleenex. 6 and 19 here in this hard point. Just
I didn't notice that. Holy.
Get anything going. But I mean, the only good thing for them is even with that performance, they're only down 60. with how messy this has been, but you can just tell Johnny, again, almost double positive, leading the way for his squad, but everyone on the team is slaying well.
Johnny still inside. Bean's gonna play him out. Last time, LAG able to get a ton of time from the front at the P2. They found the big kills here right as it popped, looking to maybe do that exact same thing again. Much more of a presence here from Ultra, though, and they win some big fights. So P2 look like it's not going to go the same way, at least early on. Much better from Ultra.
Yeah, you already had like a complete setup if you were LAG at this point. You had stage control, you found those multiple kills, you had players pushed up archway. Didn't have to break, but still fighting from the side that they want to. 40 seconds left. Fellow just trying to find an angle on any of them, and all the ARs starting to connect here for LAG. That is gonna be a clean 4 dead.
Yeah, no, this is incredible. You got what? +9 or so for Johnny.
Wow,
I mean, everybody is positive. The slaying's really getting there.
Yeah, but inside, he gets a triple right there to re-break. The nade is able to connect, and he's had a number of breaks here at P1, now here at this P2. Trying to do what he can as he continues to play his life. Just insane stuff here from Insight.
I'm glad you were watching. I was trying to do the tally on the scoreboard, just what LAG were positive in that department. Insight starts going nuts. Unfortunately, with that play, you're still at a massive deficit. Yes, it'll give you advantage on rotation now as we get back over towards parking. You're gonna need some big hold.
2 minutes already.
Yeah. This is going to time, barring some massive change in the gameplay. Because I think the reason is because stage wasn't clean. Like, stage was mostly contested or nobody in it. So a lot of these points play out that way. Stage is the one that usually doesn't. If that plays that way.
And teams have done a lot better at P5, or dealing with that or finding more clean time. That was not.
Hold up now.
But LAG, they get a clean 4 dead. They flip the spawns, all spawning garage. Here is Ultra.
And they've just maintained this 60 or so point advantage. And remember, I mean, when you're talking about the play clock and maybe going down to that, like, the lead becomes much more significant. Like, it's 60 points, but it feels like more if you're going to talk about the clock coming into it, because the comeback conditions become so much harder for Ultra.
You still have the Hellstorm if you need it. You find some kills if you're Ultra to at least get out. Some spawns are gonna come in, and
like
Fellow, he spawns at ult. He spawns at ult, so he's like, right away, I want early control here at stage.
They're all there.
They're all there, and somehow he got none of them.
Did they get shot out of the sky?
I have no idea. But he clustered it too. It's Trent. Just doesn't connect.
Wow.
So, I mean, Ultra, they're alive, but now they're all dead again.
Bro, I thought that worked out as good as it could through the streak, but then every other fight goes to LAG. Every second here feels like a dagger position everywhere for LAG. They've got their setup, they've got the time, and as I say that, I just lied to you. They all get smoked. As this has been one of the more back and forth staged hard points we've seen casting red card period.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is what we talk about when there's two, like, decent hard point red card teams. Things can get ugly, can get messy. Another example of it between these two.
Yeah, that's when they're both awful too, like, as well. Like, red card, it could be, it could be something. LAG once again in the point, up over 200 now. Not able to win it here, but every single second, so crucial for them. And Ultra, you had that game of just sort of play keep away with regards to the hard point. Like, you just don't have the luxury of doing that at all if you're Ultra, based on the deficit, based on the play clock.
And that's all Lunars needs to do. Just rat up inside a ticket, find the player.
They can do that.
Yes, find the player on the hill, and as much as you would love to get 250, you still have the clock on your side.
LAG can play TDM to a degree. I mean,
to a degree.
You don't want to let it fully slip, but you can absolutely just worry about the kills a little bit more. Not have to hard focus the objective as much.
Problem is this rotation. A lot of comebacks on this map start with this P1. Fellow is able to connect, and what you can see, it's a foot race. Joe Deceives should already be here. And well, Tisman's just gonna leave him. Maybe the timing works out for Tiz, and it does. He's gonna find the first. Doesn't see Bean, so at least you have a trade there.
I don't know if that was caught caster, it was just an angle he didn't have him, but I think he just didn't spot him there. Might have gotten both. As you said, this is where the comeback might be mounted. They've got it to 50 or 60 several times. They've just not able to really be able to push it past that point. You can see how LAG are happy to play it. Just play it out around the point, keep the hard point white. They'll hop in and get some time now after they find the kills.
Yeah, they're keeping away both ways.
I mean,
if it's LAG white, great. If there's nobody in the hard point, there's 50 seconds left on the play clock.
Now white is a win regardless for LAG. There you go, 2 for 2 there. Once again, can't win it on this hard point, but still at a massive, massive advantage in another great map for Lunars. Coming off his hot play yesterday, maybe some confidence instilled the young man. Johnny had a terrific search and destroy. He's on 32, and after getting just stomped in that map 1, a chance to take this map 4 and push this the distance of the opening series here of the day. It's 3 dead for Ultra again. 10 seconds needed for the win for LAG. It looks like they are doing it, but Insight trying to breathe some life into him at P2 again, have a monster play like he did last time through.
Yeah, it's just, there's just so many win conditions here for LAG. I mean, 7 points, there's 40 seconds. This would have to be...
Dude, Insight's a god here.
Perfect. Perfect hard point like we saw on map 1 for Ultra. This is just a much different map than Skyline.
It certainly is, but hey, still a chance to do it. They've been on the receiving ends of some crazy comebacks on this map. Surge did it to them. They're like, why can't we do it? Trying to break the back of the Gorillas made, break their season. But they're no longer holding inside. 5 needed for the win. Coming off spawn is Ultra, and they'll try to battle back in. Insight, the player again, to get them out of the point. Try and make it so they can see another hard point. They're going to see one. We're off to the races now, back towards parking. Fellow gets top, Kismet gets top. They're finding kills. There's 2 players here from Ultra now to hold. Kids wins a huge one-on-one. One more player inside trying to get it done. It's going to be Beans. It's in a massive fight to continue this. You're back within 50, but it is 1 break, and this one is
alive. Beans is alive. He's able to find 3. Beans hits all 4.
Holding the line. We're still battling here late in the red card.
I mean, the ARs right now are everything. These last couple of hills right now for Ultra.
LAG sweating now. They are sweating now. The dream is alive for Toronto Ultra.
No way.
Beans up to 5 straight. 3 dead, still holding. They can't do it here though. The rotation going to be everything as well. Early there is going to be Johnny.
Wait, that's such a great play. He stays so patient. So now there's a split. So you should collapse on both sides. But they're just going to play for outer. They're going to play for outer.
Oh my God.
Well, Beans is able to earn a Hellstorm. So Johnny has to get understage. Can he cross? He's able to play his life down low. The rest of the time is being done to the Ultra poison. That is the done fight. In Ultra, they are in the hill.
10 seconds needed for the win for an insane comeback. The help is through.
Are you kidding me?
Inside is in. Tie game now at 246, 246. Johnny trying to make the play, wins 1, but Inside still inside. And Ultra with the comeback, get it done.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, map 1 slaughter. A map 4 heartbreaker. And that is LAG's year in a nutshell. Wow.
And I mean, inside it Beans, I don't know if they got like some plus 50 HP buff there at P2 and P3.
Bro, yeah.
But there was always just one more, and it was them.
The last couple of P2s, Insight was just insane, bro. And then Beans, whether he had the AR or a sub, goes demon mode late. This had a map 5 written all over it. I mean, dude, that's one of those things, you know, when you're watching an NFL game and it has like the winning percentage.
99.8%.
It's close. It is close. It is a 95-5 or something. I mean, just based on the play clock, you had to be perfect. You said Ultra had to be perfect, and they were unbelievable.
That was probably one of the better P3s on the year.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Because P3 is usually a messy. So much contest. So many flips of control with all the split spawns that can come in, but they make it clean. Unbelievable stuff there out of Ultra, and they're letting them know what happened. LAG fell apart. I mean, props to LAG in the sense, like, listen, they were not the favorites in the series. They made it a competitive one after getting blown out in the map 1.
I just thought things were starting to turn around. They've had some tough mental battles, and those continue on.
Yeah, that is painful.
I mean, that's because that's it, right? Because after the map 1, you're just thinking they've dealt with stuff like this all year. Like, can't get worse.
And every player, I mean, they're all positive.
It got worse. I mean, look at this map from Kleenex.
Kleenex, Patty had 18 and 43 for the dub. All right, why not?
Shout out to the boys.
Shout out to the boys. Is absolutely right. Ultra, steal one, squeak away with one, rip one, and the hearts out of LAG. They were down the entirety of the game. Yes, they did enough to keep it within that 50 to 60 range for most of it.
You get 53 points on a P3. I don't know how many times they said that.
No, not many. Not many at all. 53 on a P3 is absurd. That's absurd.
There might be a couple, but I doubt it.
No, that might be like a league record. I'm just making stuff up at this point. But that's unreal. Required perfection, and you got perfection. You got perfection out of him in the map 1 hard point. You got it in the comeback there in the map 4. The hard points could have been more different, but both result in a win for Ultra. Truly insanity here to kick off the day 2 at DreamHack. We've got Joe DeCeves on stage with Blaze.
DreamHack, make some noise for the Toronto Ultra as they stay in the tournament. We said we had some monsters on that team, and I got a monster with me, Joe DeCeves, on the main stage, man. Joe, what a map that was in map number 4. Talk to me about what's going on through your head as you come to those final 2 hard points, because you guys are down most of the map, but you believe the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, I feel like the first half was about 10% of how good we are at hard point. I don't know what we were doing, but, apparently we don't try until we're down 100 points on red card, so there you go.
There you go, man. That's probably the answer. But you guys, man, when you guys back is against the wall, coming full force and really smacking anybody that's in front of you right there, man, talk to me about, you guys probably wasn't planning on being down here in the lower part of the bracket, and it's really bringing the best out of y'all. What kind of practice are you guys really kind of getting from this situation, getting ready to go into champs?
I mean, this is our 3rd major starting losers round 1, or losing round 1, winners round 1, going to losers round 1. So, I don't know. I feel like we just lock in more. We realize what's at stake. We can be knocked out the tournament in any series. So we just kind of, like I said, lock in more and play to how we should.
Yep. And there you go. Okay. And we know last event Beans couldn't make it on the squad. He's back here. Okay. Everything feeling good right there. You guys hitting that form there after missing an event with him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like right now, obviously, S&D, I don't think we won an S&D this, well, besides the Map 5 yesterday, but the other one, S&D's been kind of lackluster these days, but, we're constantly working at it, and once we get that down, we'll win the event.
All right, man. Yo, I'm about to let you get back there and get ready to start practice for your next series. Any last thing you want to say?
No, I just want to say thank you to all the fans. I appreciate you guys. You guys are insane. Thank you to my family, and yeah, that's it.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for me and Joe DeCeves on the stage. One more time for the Toronto Ultra. And Chris, take us away.
The man rocking the sock rock combo. Gotta respect the Joe DeCeves. Joey Duke, a nightmare. Once again, we got Miles Ross possibly. We've got Rosalie Parker, who thought we were going to a Game 5, and name was down at the end. But the person in the talent room who was most hyped was Chance. He never shows emotion. That was pure passion watching perfect comeback in hardpoint. Can you walk me through it, Wheeler? How did Toronto seal the deal after being down, 84, 100 points?
Yeah, a couple situations. I mean, they got a lot of points on the second rotation, P2 to P3. So it wasn't just the P3 at the very end. They were good on that hill the entirety of that map that kept them in it, despite Kleenex having such a bad game. Just so much time here. You see they're controlling it. They have to find all the kills. And, on rotation, their whole thought process is, okay, slay them out, and then we'll flip them out at the very end when they're getting desperate, thinking they can get those 4 seconds, and then we'll try to get over towards stage to close out the game. Obviously, when you get to the end of a map like this, things go haywire, and you have to make shift on the fly. So right here, we're just playing slow, trying to find these kills, and you see LAG. They're doing, this is a good effort. They're taking their time, they're slide peeking, but Toronto just finding every single kill. And right here, Johnny staying alive is actually massive for LAG to give them an opportunity on that rotation. He makes a huge heads-up play, but them flying at this, they give a player on Toronto streaks. I think it's Beans, which ends up coming in right here, and it gets chaotic.
There was 4 different instances where Beans could have died there. He's held regen at least 4 or 5 times. That is an unbelievable string, an incredible life from Beans, and it's up to his teammates to throw themselves in there at the right time. So allow him to get those kills and stay alive.
Right here it gets crazy. So you see on your mini-map, Johnny actually spawns out right behind the Toronto players. He gets up close and he finds one. But you saw Beans was able to get a kill before Johnny and Lunars were able to clean him up. And then Toronto end up winning it, man. Just chaos at the end of that map. You can see Fellow played so damn good.
Everything going their way. It all started with the Beans triple. They continue to score from there. And now you see it is LAG eliminated from the tournament. They finished with a season high 8th place. Let's take a look at our bracket, Miles.
Chris, what a day. What a tournament. What a time here in DreamHack. The dream's still alive for Rocker, of course. Ultra there on the bottom side as well. We get Heretics and Thieves coming up on a Mo, FaZe, Optic. The winners bracket is still stacked. I mean, I think the biggest, I don't know if they even know if it's an upset at this point anymore, but the fact that we lost Breach so early on has made the champs race that bit more dramatic. That's really where my head's at right now. But still, we've got a great tournament. Fine for Thieves to go back-to-back here.
Are you doing the Rocker match, Miles?
I don't actually know.
Or Chance has the Rockers.
He does.
He's ready to rock and roll.
He's ready for it.
He's got the Minnesota vibes. He's got his AirPods in. Can't hear a word we're saying, but he is fired up, and so are we, because it is a 5-match day. The first is done. We go to the winners bracket. We come back. Don't go anywhere. It's the CDL.
The Scuffed Call of Duty collection is $30 off this weekend only. Visit scuff.co/CDL to upgrade your game with a Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League. It's more than a game. It's for all who dare to compete. It's more than a team. It's our team. It's more than a feeling. It's unwavering passion. It's more than just talent. It's the grind that got me here. It's more than a moment. It's our legacy. One city, one stage, one champion. The battle starts now. On match day, everything matters. What you focused on the night before, how you slept, what you ate. Players gather in the arena, ready to go toe-to-toe, fueled by the dedication, passion, and love of the sport. The mind has to be focused, clear, locked in. Any unknown variable can mean the difference between winning and losing. And when you have your pride on the line, every decision has to be perfect. Every movement calculated, and every shot on target. If you want to be remembered here, you have to make them believe. Scuff has been a proud and passionate supporter of Call of Duty esports for 14 years and enables you to play like a pro.
Esports Engine Crew.
Please, like, you're gonna check it, right? You're gonna check it. Oh, it looks one way! Envoy's on the other! The magic match continues! Envoy gets 2! Scrap gets another! It's all on Nasty 1v3! I promise you, he's in that corner. It's his corner! It's Envoy's corner! Oh my god! The pleasantries exchanged between squads. Here comes Scrap! We got Envoy!
We did.
Hardpoint located.
Did I just get killed by a f***ing door?
Crazy.
I suck with this. Bruh. I'm not using that shit ever again. This shit up.
I'm doing the shot team. I'm doing the shot team.
I'm waiting for you. Do the shot team, please. Please do it.
Not the shot.
Challenge.
Oh, what the? He's close tower.
His Reddit, bro. He's one shot. Yo, kids, one shot tower. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's the shot right there.
Oh. Nah, that's bad.
One shot karma. David Barlow out, bro. This shit
Oh my god, dude. These
The 2025 Miami Heretics Team Pack is available now. Each pack includes home and away operators, as well as this spray. Vamos, 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 vamos! Next time you boot up, suit up at the in-game shop.
Spawns, make sure we're counting names, listening to each other. Listen. This time, we take everything.
It's Saturday. Welcome back to DreamHack. There's Jamie Insight welcoming the fans in as Toronto powered through to the next round of the elimination bracket. But here on the main stage, we turn our attention to the winners bracket where each team has 2 lives. And these are the big dogs. We've got our #1 seeded Miami Heretics, who kind of surprised a lot, finishing 5-0, but they were the only team to do so. Their reward, you're playing LA Thieves, the top 4 team here in the semis. We got Maven on the desk. How are we feeling about this one?
I mean, honestly, I'm just still turned from that last series, so I'm feeling great individually. But this is an interesting one. Since Thieves, obviously the best like respawn team in the game, Heretics have been the best search team in the game. It seems like one where strengths could collide, and you have a fantastic series. But I also fear Thieves might just smoke them. So I don't know.
Let's dive in with our teams here, Rosalie, starting with LA Thieves. Dan Gosi raising his first trophy down in Boca Raton. But you now have world champs alongside you looking to do some damage.
Yeah, they've been unreal. They are on win streaks in every single game mode right now, and personally, they go up against Miami. They love this. 5-1. I will say the most recent loss to them was versus Miami in a game 5, so Miami might come into this with a little bit of confidence, but I mean, you look at the layout right now for LA Thieves. They are disgusting when it comes to respawn, and their search and destroy, like they've been destroying teams. I'm talking like round 7s, like they're not pushing the distance. So for Miami Heretic, it's going to be a tall hill to climb.
And I look at that number, the Monster pregame tells me they are 5-1 against Miami this season.
Yep.
When did that one come out?
We saw at this stage, Miami were able to take them down in their 5-0 run. Listen, this is a different Miami team. They've been unbelievable. 18-6 map count, like they're ready to go. The hard points gotten better, and even in that match, they were able to beat LA Thieves 250 to 130 on a Hacienda hard point. So they're confident in all the game modes.
Let's take a look at this Miami roster, Maven, because they've got rookies with a #1 seed. 2 rookies on a starting lineup with a top seed at a major.
And you need these guys firing on all cylinders, because I think you caught LA Thieves in that post-event when slump. When Thieves started 0-2, they weren't playing their best. They're going to get the best Thieves team here. So your rank war, your super, they have got to be sensational. It's been awesome. Honestly, you're right though. Like, rarely do you see a rookie conversation like rookie everyone on the same team. That's just not a thing.
The biggest problem for Miami in this series is the fact that their map pool essentially is Dealership and Hacienda Search and Destroy. That's where they've been dominating teams. They are on an 8 Search and Destroy win spree, but going up against the LA Thieves, you're probably going to say goodbye to one of those, and Thieves map pool matches them very well when it comes to
Miami will play every search map, like besides Protocol. Like they're comfortable basically everywhere up against LA Thieves here. And last time they beat them on both the searches. So I think Miami, in terms of search, they feel great.
But how do we feel about our current maps and modes? Let's take a look at them. Brought to you by Scuff Gaming. Nameless says they love them. So which ones do they win?
Yeah, I mean, last 60 days, they're 8-0 on the searches combined. If you're Miami, the Hacienda, they beat them by over 100, but that was online. And then I think the Control Protocol, obviously, that's the one where you're leaning heavily towards LA Thieves. Other than that, like Skyline and Hasi have been decent for Miami.
I'm looking at Search and Destroys. I knew that Miami wasn't going to be allowed to play Dealership in this situation, which is very good for the side of LA Thieves. 8-5 on Hacienda, and then you look at that red card, 8-4. It's going to be 2 of their strongest searches. LA Thieves are trying to set themselves up for
Miami
success.
are 8-0 on these searches in the last month and a half.
Not versus LA Thieves.
I mean, they've been great. Like,
Maven,
a lot of VOD to watch.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I like numbers.
A lot of round 11s. A lot of round 11s.
Am I picking first?
I think we're going to a game 4. LA Thieves gets it done. Miami, the greatest team to ever come out of Europe. Unfortunately, LA Thieves are the best in the game.
Thieves. Yeah, Thieves for me.
I'm going to go Thieves. Do you want the map count too?
Yes.
Thieves!
1 seed taking down the Major 3 champs. I'm ready to get this one started.
Let's make it
Tell
weird.
me why, though, Nameless, because if Miami takes down LA Thieves here, they will play the winner of Optic or FaZe. That is our next matchup. You're guaranteed a top 3 spot. That will tie your highest placement of the season back at Major 1.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just Miami's time if they're to do it. I mean, like, online, they're sensational. Like you said, they went undefeated. These guys search and destroy 8-0 in that game mode. And I look at the map set, and they like the respawns as well. So I think Miami can get it done, but it would have to be in 5.
And looking at the previous numbers, who was the star for Miami? When you take down the likes of Hydra and Scrap, you need firepower. Who was it, Al?
It was Super dropping a 1.3 in the series and a 3.0 in the Search and Destroys alone, Chris. That's who it was.
If Miami wins, do we see the finger guns come out, Maven?
Probably, yeah. But like search strength is like you played.
Yep.
It's hard to stay in front and search. You have
It
a
is,
great
yeah.
online qualifier. Everyone's trying to mimic what you're doing. Everyone's watching what you're doing right. It is a very hard mode to stay ahead.
But also, even with like hardpoint, I mean, we saw LA Thieves like fall at a couple different tournaments, and like to the Boston match, and then immediately after that, remember who they played? It was Miami, and those were like 20-point hardpoints. So they've been comfortable in the matchup recently up against LA Thieves, and they're no slouch when it comes to hardpoint. They've been getting better there. So yeah, I mean, it should be a banger. It should be a banger.
I hope it is. I really do. It's just one of those where they might get gapped. Like I just think if both teams are playing at their best, Thieves slam them.
We're going to buy our players
Miami,
an extra minute here, guys, with a bingo card. Then we'll dive back into Miami talk. But let's get our update. Maven, you are just joining us here on the desk. We got a free space. We got a knife kill. We got a round 1 upset. The RC kills.
No way
it's a new COD team going to be
No way,
born.
we got a bingo if Jaws and Scrap just squash it, dude.
Mine was sexy, dude. I never said it. It wasn't even intentional. So but you're trying not to. Bro.
No, I'm not. They didn't even show me this bingo card till today.
Yeah, I didn't even know we were doing
I came up with that, by the way.
You did?
That was
Puckett goes solo in pick'ems. Was that the Falcons pick that went wrong? Yeah, that didn't go so great.
Does Draza and Scrap fist bump? Does it count if it's like a fist to the face?
They said
they need to get contact.
Face is insane.
That's a fist bump.
Yeah, bumping in their face.
We're going to put our pesticides and
I don't
thumbs
think we should
on
be
the
inciting
controller.
violence.
Ladies and gentlemen, the match is ready. We're going to the stage with Guy Blaze.
All right, you guys ready to get this series started? It's a winner's bracket matchup. Two hot fire teams on the stage. California LA Thieves, Scrap, Hydra, Envoy, and Ghosty. Looking to go back to back. The Thieves ready to steal it again.
Adam, man, after that win, there's a little bit of a different confidence, a little bit of a different air around the LA Thieves, boys. They finally got one under their belt. It was a slow start to the stage.
Super Metals, Ridcore, and Real. Miami being perfect this split, not looking to slow down anytime soon.
Man, they have taken the league by storm. These two rookies have been unbelievable. The AR duo has been dominating. They're going to need everybody, though, to go through the LA Thieves. 1-5 against them on the season, but something feels different about now, Guy.
Something does feel different about now, but I know one thing, we're here at DreamHack and we're in front of the best fans out there, so the pressure is on for both teams.
First place finish towards the end of the CDL season, trying to top the phase record right now.
What are you talking? Dude, this is for everything. Dude, it has been the year of trash talking, everybody getting bit in the ass immediately. We don't have to run through the list. It started with Shotzi, and I think the most recent one has been 04. 04 tweeted out, yo, we got 2 more series today. We're in the bracket. Nope, that did not pan out. Only played 1. And the last thing I saw was Envoy talking trash about Super. Just openly saying that if he played like him, he would have a 1.6 KD. I can't say what we call it in the Call of Duty world, but he's accusing Super of playing heavily for kills. Now, I look at Miami Heretics, and I think this team has been a spectacle. They have had some battles against this squad, but we're testing the Juju factor. Envoy needs to deliver.
Well, you got one good opportunity in this series to do it. Back up the trash talk. Something that his teammates have done and at times failed horribly with. But here we go in a map number 1. Again, thinking of the records is good for the Thieves coming in this one. Again, for the boys of the Heretics, no strangers to success on this map as well. No joke, folks. 2 teams at the top of their game. This is going to be good.
Yeah, and of course for Miami Heretics, you need to be able to take this team down. You are looking for championships. The team has been spectacular, especially in the second half of this year. LA Thieves, one of the final hurdles you are going to have. I'm hoping we get a Game 5. LA Thieves hoping they continue their path of destruction. Both of these teams won their first series in a 3-0.
Here we go right into the middle of this one. Super starting things off on Envoy. Is that a sign of things to come? A nice 3 dead right off the rip here for the Miami Heretics. Counterattack from Hydra, trying to find yourself some time here on P1. We've seen a lot of teams in this tournament alone go huge on the opening time. We'll see if this can be the same.
Yeah, and Super has 2 kills, both of them on Envoy, so already he's going to be just ever so slightly annoyed in the background. Nonetheless, though, off the opening break, Heretics win it. LA Thieves have stabilized, and I know the most important stat of Miami, or for this map, rotation rank, LA Thieves #1, but it's looking like Miami Heretics gonna have the jump early in this category, fully set up in and around P2.
Yeah, P2, Torres side of the minimap, that's where we go next. You folks at home, possibly watching this for the very first time, it's first at 250 here in the COD League. Nice work there from the Thieves across map. They're finding great kills. Real slows the approach. That's going to pump their brakes now inside the lobby. Hydra now picks it from upstairs. And we're not going to get up and close personal to the hard point. And that's a ridiculous 2-piece. Down to Super, all alone.
And he has gone down instantly. So all that rotation for nothing. Hydra is soaring and flying. How about that for the break? And they have so much space pushed out. Of course, though, it's going to be the pinch that's being worked. 2 players through well. Hydra overwhelmed, but he is so quick on the map.
Back over towards the middle of the driveway. Envoy gets one before being brought down. This is a very good looking attack here from the Heretics, looking for the break. Guns up, Ghosty suppressed. Pressure on, Metals finds two somehow, and you are in Heretics, 20 to go.
Yeah, that's an important break as well, just to sort of stabilize, and you win the rotation, you get bullied out. You need to make sure you get some time on it. So the final 20 is going to be nice, and now Rancor gets to spawn kill all these LA Thieves players spawning up at old time, and Metals is going to make sure Scrap does the exact same thing, and Ghosty has the same fate. Heretics winning every single rotational gunfight. They have the perfect setup for new.
P2 to P3 now over by fences, and already the Heretics in a comfy position to push this lead a little further forward. Hydra once again proving to be an incredible slayer across the map. He doesn't have them a lot this game, but these kills are important to help his boys get into the fight. Real again though, denying. He and Metals, huge work at 7 and 4 either side.
No, not the ideal to team kill. See if you can sort of hold off the pressure, and Envoy actually gets caught. So Rancor, massive two-piece, and just like that, that is a 4-man wipe in the feed. LA Thieves getting stuffed out on this P3.
And Rancor, the rookie again, 6 spree, looking to get himself a Hellstorm any second now. A single kill is all he needs, and he's going to get gunned again. Thieves on the approach forward. Super! What a kill that was!
Well, that's an interesting moment, though, because you're actually pushed out quite a bit distant, but they give away the full 60. They might be able to win the rotation. You're still battling for the scrap time. You're battling for 8 seconds. And in the meantime, Super the one on rotation, catches a Ghosty, but he still has Hydra to beat, and he doesn't read it. It looks like LA Thieves, yeah, they're going to be at the new time first. A little bit of a mixy moment there from Miami Heretics. They have a great lead, but a small misstep.
Rock Hardpoint has been the site of many a historic battle throughout this season. This could be another one. Here we go. Hydra on the front door. Perfect trades. Wait a minute, Real. Wait a minute. Can't get the third, but his teammates do. And Rancor with a perfect break. Heretics are in.
That's a great call by Real as well. Make a little bit of noise by Lambo. Groove up their team, and the trade's on point.
Up next, Thieves from Lambo. Scrap strikes first. A hail of gunfire. Rancor finds a second. 3! Can he get all 4? No, his teammates do. Heretics hold.
Hey, good news for LA Thieves. They're playing together. Bad news, they are getting gunned down in a row. Ghosty 3 and 10, but it is a slow start down the line, and I don't think Rancor is giving them a choice in the matter. I mean, first set of rotations, and you really couldn't ask for too much more. Heretics on form.
That's great work. Again, that's the first hardpoint set complete, and what a lead for Miami. Back over to P1 we go. Once more under the breach, the Thieves. We'll see if they can't get things going here. This is typically where we see our teams find their footing. They've come out a little cold here on Hacienda.
Well, Rancor is the one that is making them iced up in the map 1. He's got every gun for the job, and right now his teammates are the ones getting all the kills, and the gunny on point. Ghosty can't get anything going. Kill feed looking beautiful for Miami Heretics, and even on P1, they're soaking up some good time.
That was great coverage there. Allow Super to stay in this position to keep that mid-map presence. Oh, wow, you bounce a stun off of Envoy. A couple of good kills here from the Thieves. You've got a lot of top control. Now the battle towards the hard point. Envoy from behind, cut down. What a snap from Super. Can he get any more out of this life? The answer is yes, sir. 5 spree over to P2.
Yeah, and this is an opportunity for redemption on a P2. Heretics had the rotation, won the first go around. They get broken immediately. Well, now they got trophies up and ready to go. And for LA Thieves, no one is in position for the break.
Yeah, this is the only weak point we've seen in the Heretics game so far. What have we learned, boys? Let's find out. Thieves through the middle of the map. Rancor out on the left flank. You're going to take a couple more shots, but this is wonderful containment. Thieves unable to get close.
Thieves unable to do anything. Envoy, the only one really contributing, shooting his gun. Ghosty right now, quad negative. He has still been struggling. I mean, this is the 7th hill we've had on this map, and he only has 4 kills.
We're looking at Hellstorm right now for Super, streaked out. That's a big moment. Certainly going to help in the next hard point. Rancor, look at this work. 22 and 8, keeping Scrap down. No one, again, for the Thieves, barely gets close. Hydra the first man into the hard point, and he's taken care of immediately.
Yeah, and while the break finally in for LA Thieves, and for a grand total of 10 seconds, they are being slaughtered as it is the rookies putting on a show. Rancor and Super, they are having a field day on Hacienda.
Yeah, what an entrance to the CDL for Rancor in a series like this already. One we'll be talking about for a minute, but the map is not over, folks. To quote Nameless, you've got control now. And Super could cause real problems. Beautiful shots there. Into the first, the second man, no good. Hard point still Heretics. Guns up at the ready for Metals. Trades out. You've still got a man on point.
And Metals did enough damage that Scrap's going to have to take his time. Rancor with the reads, and he was bought enough pressure in space that he's comfortable in the time. Swinging out to make the play and just outplay Scrap in this moment. Thieves, though, still managed to get the break, and well, they're investing the Hellstorm immediately on the P3. Force him in at 10. Envoy is playing the cheeky spot to survive it. And hey, Hellstorm expended. Thieves still got the...
Get a huge amount for the Thieves. They're living off a scrap right now, and that is not enough to get them to the win. Ghosty might pick up a huge flank. What a read from Metals over to Envoy. First man in on time. Can he contest?
Oh, he's going to have to. I mean, he needed to make the hero play. Scrap slotted in, kills, getting traded out, and Thieves, well, they just burst completely through. Trades on Rancor, super sliding in. You got to get these trades as well, but super for 2. Oh, boy, couldn't trade him, and the break is in.
What pace being set right now by the Miami squad. 223 and climbing. The Thieves nowhere near the 100-point mark. What a moment. Another attempt on the break here. Metals finds himself once, trades out again. Rock now in control of Thieves.
Issues with slow starts, but typically that's in tournaments. They already have a 3-0, but here on Saturday, this is not what you want to see. Ghosty, again, fewer kills than there have been hard points. You're never going to win a map like that.
Again, absolutely beat down right now. Well, over 100 points again. That moral victory secured. And this is a battle. Super is willing to be annoying. Not going to give the fight up. Looking at that rotation again, back over to P1, our third and final set here in map 1.
And I love that play. This is why Envoy hates him. He's just willing to play his life, and he's swinging over the right side of the map, and by the time you find him, he's made the impact on the time. So Envoy's annoyed about it, but Super knows this is how you win the game.
Yeah, looking for a few more seconds, trying to draw some aggression, and it's Envoy who finds the time now. Kills going the way of the Thieves. They've got mid-map covered. Real's going to be the first man into the fight now for the Heretics. Can he get 2? No, he went for the hill, and I love the attempt, but not enough. Thieves still in control.
And they got the right side spawn, so they've had issues with rotations, even though they've been the best in the game on this map. And now for Heretics, though, you just want to stabilize. Don't pull an LAG. You just need a good set of kills, and they've already found their rotations, right? Real, he's pushed his way through, has a big gunfight coming up against Hydra. And I think these guys might be dancing around each other. Real, he's found himself in a precarious situation. Him and Super working together.
That's a big win. That's enough to get you boys in time. This is it. Thieves. The man on the backline, Hydra now. He and Scrap making their way up through driveway. We're looking for a break here. Once again, Envoy now through lobby. He's been dealt with. So it's 2 men against the world. Now onto Hydra. That could be it, folks. Now you've got to see the Thieves make the perfect break. 10 seconds for the win.
And they're just scattered. Ghosty's already dead on the engagement. Envoy has to force it. He's gone, and Scrap gets the team kill, and all of that victory is for Miami Heretics, kicking this series off right.
They started this map off very, very strong. Kept the Thieves at bay at 86, 89 for an incredibly long time. Preposterous result there in the kills department from Super and for Rancor. The 2 rookies there for the Heretics looking simply unbelievable here in this winners bracket matchup.
We took a gander at Ghosty, probably saying to his teammates, hey, first half, guys, I just could not buy one. A little bit struggling early on. He started to pick things up on the second half, but too little too late. And Rancor and Super, again, delivering time and time again. At one point, Rancor was 22-8. Finishes with 31 kills, 3,400 damage, a minute in time. And that is every single player on Miami being a contributor. And on the flip side, I mean, LA Thieves, Envoy was fighting, the only one going positive, but that is not the typical LA experience where Envoy isn't collecting any hill time. I'm just saying, man, the Juju, it's been a theme this year.
You talk it, you get hit. I mean, you've got to back it up. Highlights, a lot of love here for Heretics. They were running the show. Yeah, the pieces. And Super, yeah, however you want to critique his gameplay on a podcast or 2, he was bringing it here. The results speak for themselves. Not even the Phenom could get himself going either. But yeah, very atypical approach here from the Thieves. Envoy, not the man you expect to have the most kills for the squad. That's where the heavy hitters of Scrap and Hydra come in. Ghosty has his moments from time to time. I caught up with him briefly, before this match started. We were at the catering table, and he turned to me and he said, you know what, yesterday's gameplay, for me, it was a little boring. I was like, well, dude, you had great results. Today, obviously not very boring, but he's got to find something.
Need to sort of turn things around because I think Heretics just outplaying them. Like that initial P2 when Thieves got the instant break, I'm thinking that might be a sort of moment of collapse for them to seize the moment. But Heretics brought the fight, fought back on that hill, won the rotation new, and then it felt like it was just bully ball. Little moments like Real going over towards Lambo for the P4 break, realizes it's covered, and he's like, you know what, I'll just go back and help my teammates out, and they just overwhelm him on the time. Instantaneous decisions being made, even for the Hellstorm call. It's a P3 with 26 seconds left. I'm thinking save it for the P4, but instant punch. Make sure you get it through on the P3, and they just never took the foot off the gas.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Deny your enemy absolutely every possible second on these hard points. Keep them off balance, keep them uncomfortable endlessly, and that is what the Heretics did. Thieves not able to really fight back there. It was the second set where they typically get themselves going again. We saw a slight sign of life, and a good thing for them, going in a red card, a slight reset. The hands are a little more warm now. I would imagine, again, on stage, coaches getting everything set for this search and destroy.
But I just know for Miami, this is a very freeing moment. How many times do you go down in the series against LA Thieves, who are good at every single game mode? They're like, the fact that they have just seized control entirely and have a ridiculous win rate on it. If you lose that first map, you're looking at the S&D already as a must win because you're staring down the barrel of a 3-0 because the control feels like an auto loss. You get the first win, now you go on an S&D like, we can play comfortable, we can play our own game, we're not stressed at all. So Heretics, again, the freedom they will have on the red card, massive benefit. I know a guy like Metals maybe a little bit slow because it wasn't necessary for him to be hot in the map 1. He might look for the pop-off on map 2.
Yeah, whether or not he needs to or not, Super has been the man in search and destroy. Revitalize this Miami Heretics roster, give them an unbelievable amount of firepower in the mode. They've been very, very dangerous. Even against a squad like the Thieves, who we know clinical in the approach, I am very excited to see how red card goes. But again, the story of the series now, you get one in the bag. Heretics feeling much more comfortable. The game of control will be, again, a big advantage for the Thieves. Who knows how this one's going to go down? A cerebral approach. The trash has been talked, and now it's time to walk the walk.
An Envoy, one of the best objective players we have in the game, and when he needs to, when his team sort of falters a little bit, he'll pick it up in the slaying category too. So make no mistake, Thieves are gonna have that dog in them. Just looking at the S&D first, absolutely down the line. I mean, I don't think they've actually lost an online map of S&D, and even in the last tournament, they still had a spectacular record, but it wasn't as perfect because teams going into LAN, you know you have to prepare for this squad. They have been electric, dialed in on every single map, and there really are no flaws in the game plan coming through from Miami. Great in the first bloods, great in the clutch situations, great in the mid-round adjustments. And I know the team, every opportunity they've had to talk about it, they are giving Super the credit, making the calls, making the reads, and keeping his team on track. That young man, a brief stint thus far in the CDL, only a few stages he has been here, but absolutely lights out. And actually, now that I think about it, the way we talk about Thieves in control, they got like the 84-85% win rate. That's over the course of the year. Since Super has joined the team, they've won maybe 17 of their last 21 S&D, so they are right there in that 80+% win rate. That is an incredibly difficult feat to achieve. Of course, though, online versus LAN, just a little bit different. Heretics, again, punished ever so slightly more in Major 3.
A little quick reset here, folks. We've got the lobby rebuilt again. Something going on with the players on stage. You see the referees. For the folks at home, you know what this music means. You know the drill. We're just going to get this one reset ASAP and get ourselves back into this matchup. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick look at the bracket here in DreamHack. Major 4 has been something. What an unbelievable tournament. I think my highlight of the year, Madrid was quite special. We have had some absolutely unreal matches thus far. As you can see, sitting atop of the winners bracket right now, Miami Heretics, LA Thieves, FaZe and Optic, they'll play a little bit later on today for a spot in that winners final. And of course, the run continues. Our purple teams below, anxiously waiting the result of this game.
Yeah, listen, that losers bracket is going to be entirely fun to watch. I'm scared to talk about it because I don't want to jinx anything, but I just know guys like Kenny and S&D have been on a tear. Nero seems to be guaranteed a plus 40 bomb, and Ultra have clearly shown. I mean, they go to a Game 5, Round 11 against Carolina. They clutch up a 1v2 in those final seconds. They're down, what, 100 points, it feels like, versus LAG. And then Joe DeSeeds is like, you know what, I'll lock in for the squad real quick. We'll get this done.
and they're capable of monstrous comebacks. So Sharks swimming in the water down in losers. That's what we were talking about for stakes for this one. I mean, I know these are two of the best teams we have in the game. You do not want to end up in the loser's bracket.
No, the loser bracket is dangerous enough anyway. Like, it's full of sharks, man. It's a real pit. We're almost ready to go, folks. It looks like we have a full lobby, so we'll wait for our final check, for the final okay, before we launch this bad boy right back into the air. Fist bump's complete. Our coaches are off the stage. We are ready to rock and roll. Take two here on Red Card. Search and destroy for map number 2. Heretics again. So good at search and destroy.
Yeah, Methods is sick, hopefully healthy in real life, but the name delivers. Easy jokes to make, but coach for Heretics, and obviously he's been putting in some serious work. Well, taking a gander at the S&D from yesterday, Rancor on point, 8-1. He was able to go 3 multi-kill rounds. And that is a rocker that has been looking pretty strong in S&D as well. So that means they are absolutely bringing the goods. And again, they can clutch 2 different round 11 victories, taking down a bunch of good teams as well. And if they're playing against an LAG, hey, 6-0, why don't you? On a red card, we are switching up the pace. Envoy, bomb in hand. LA Thieves working over towards the A site.
We've dropped the bomb with a slight change here. Ghosty, and on the shuffle, Scrap. Lovely work on the first. Traded out though. Too many Heretics to deal with.
Yeah, Real full sending. And same with Super. They are just playing so aggressive. Super in a pinch. Does get traded out for a 2v2, but Heretics showing they are willing to fly.
Taking control of the A bomb site, and now there's a quick rebuttal now from the Heretics. Rancor, wow, he was evaporated. Ghosty, Stinky in the hard point. Smelling fantastic so far here in the search. Metals finds himself alone. And now they'll know where he is based on the glass break. Bomb being planted. The setup now. Can Metals isolate the fights and defuse the bomb? Check all the usual spots. The snaps are there. Fresh magazine on the Ghosty. Wow, and what a perfect pick from Envoy. Shows face for a second. He's the man who gets the final kill.
Yeah, it's great coverage because you see the reads completely on point there from Metals, but Envoy knows he doesn't have the angle, and if Metals slides out, not throwing shoulders anymore, needs to get aggressive. Envoy absolutely dialed in, one of the smartest players we have in the game.
Quick change of sides. Heretics, I like the counterattack. I like as soon as they realize, right, A-bomb is a problem right now. We've got to send numbers back over there, try to retake that. There's a good chance they're going for the plant. And they were indeed, just weren't able to account for the gunny or the aggression early on from the Thieves.
Yeah, Scrap going for some wall bangs through ticket. So they're checking information in a few different ways. Thieves again, they're willing to break the strats. And once you clear out ticket to the wall bangs, and Hydra's not seeing anything over towards B, I mean, they got a triple stack on defense. They are ready for this pressure.
Can anyone save Real? Ooh, he saves himself. Nice job. Oh, to get away as well with his life. Quick bump one. Bad news though. Hydra with another big wall bang. That is beautiful stuff.
Dude, listen, Troy Sender, unreal at finding these cheeky spots. X-ray vision, it feels like this team has at all times. And Hydra gets the next pick as well. And Scrap doesn't have the information. This is Super for a 1v4. Ninja.
Wait, might be no need. He's got no tracker on the next man, but oh my good God. The Ninja actually was probably the right play.
Well, they planted the bomb, so that's not how it's going to go down. But like, I don't know what you're going to do with that situation. That is just overwhelming from LAT. And again, what we saw at the start of the round is Scrap, whatever position he was playing, starts wall banging ticket just to see if those players are going to be rolling through the doors. And then you had Hydra getting the first kill in a wall bang fashion. I mean, we've seen the types of things LAT are willing to do on a map like Rewind, where everywhere you go, the paper-thin walls are going to be hurting you. They have every single angle on these maps completely dialed in. And no one quite, or does it quite like them. So you're going to be slightly uncomfortable at all times.
Yeah, it just takes every strategy you have and puts this little thing in the back of your head. No anxiety on the approach towards B, though. These boys confident, smacking down doors. Real's going to be there for a contest in a moment. He will have eyes on at least 2 of these players. Ghosty now. Hey, boys. Yeah, that's it. I'm out. See you later. The 2-2 split. Ghosty and Scrap with their fights.
And that would have been bombed down, too. Ghosty wins a massive one. And now the Heretics players, I mean, they're protected to B site. That is not where the bomb is. Hydra might fall, and Envoy gets chopped as well. So a scattered moment for LAT. Rencor and Real looking for the clutch. Bomb down, but they're treating it like a railroad.
Hey, you got that 2v2 situation. One side a big loss, one side a big win. And now a bomb. Quick retake. 2v2. Real is making his way forward.
And the bomb looks like it's free to hop. They're going to start getting wall bangs.
Oh, yeah, not at all. There it is. That was the opening shot. Real going for it. That's a freebie. Usual spot now from Scrap. 1v1. Less than 20 to go. And that's it. Scrap, he's gone. Out like a light. He's going to make a run for it, and there is no way you are going to be able to get the kill and get back in time for the defuse. Unbelievable stuff. The Thieves, 3 in a row.
And he gets the kill, too, just for a little extra emphasis. LAT on point. Ghosty and Scrap holding it down. And that seemed like that could have been a potential 2v4 clutch. But you see Scrap 5-1, one of the best S&D players we have in the game. He talked about at the start of the year, he feels like he is not given the respect he deserves in this game mode, but if he's not given it, he will take it.
Maybe seeing that the glass wasn't broken upstairs was enough to not let the Heretics check that position, but these are the final 2 kills he gets in the round. 3 straight now from the Thieves. Search and destroy, so good from the Heretics, but you've done your homework, LA. Here we go again. Heretics on the attack.
And eye on the minimap as well, just to see what Thieves do on defense. Again, number 8 on the minimap, Scrap. You can see he's going for the wall bangs just to get that early intel. In the meantime, Rencor gets a pick, but in effect, traded out 3v3.
They're going for it, but you got numbers here for the Thieves. Metals, you're going to have to breach and clear this real quick. Uh-oh. That's a problem. Doesn't take any damage, but you now know he's there. 3v3.
The question is, do you want to force it? Do you want to wrap it out? They're going to force it, and that's a good call. Scrap over commits. Envoy, you're just looking to trade this out because Ghosty not in the picture, so they just overwhelm with their numbers. Ghosty last alive in a 1v3.
This is going to be so tough. That's lovely damage, but here come the Heretics. The drive-by from Real. We're going to get another shot at this. We have a frag grenade to play with as well.
Yeah, I think he might just chalk this one up and see if you can get any kills. See if they scam, see if anybody sort of overdrops, but no, they're giving him nothing. He takes it though, but 22 seconds and still more nades landing at his feet. Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
Not a whole lot. A worthy attempt, but the Heretics now get themselves onto the board. 3-1. A little bit of magic there at the B-bomb site. Real super aggressive, picking up the damage his teammates putting down. Nice routes being taken as well, and even with the RC car in play, Metals, luckily enough, even at that range, doesn't take a lick of damage.
Yeah, and just good reaction time, right? The game's going to notify your RC car called in. You just back away once you hear that buzz. Even prior to that, or a little bit after, Scrap comes sliding in, and the timing just not going his way. So Heretics, adjustments made, able to get on the board, but they still need to clutch up on defense. LA Thieves, I mean, they've been perfect on the attack, responding to all types of pressure because Heretics are applying it, and they're running through mid.
This should be a headbutt. Oh, Hydra, eyes on a couple. What a read onto the next man. But Rencor with a wallbang, super down the trades. Envoy finds 2, and it's a 2v2.
Clean up crew.
What a win from Metals. Now a 1v1. What a blitzkrieg of a round this has been.
Damn!
Dylan Hannon with an exceptional 1v1 finish at range. 4-1 for the Thieves.
Yeah, Timothy Ghosty for that final one. And that is just the AR players with the wall bangs absolutely everywhere. But Dylan Hannon gets the credit. Just the wrecking ball, the cleanup crew. You can see how delicate of a moment this is, right? Even that initial read, I think it was Hydra had on the pressure through ticket, but Heretics just had the bodies. They are playing so aggressive on the defensive end. If you're not quick with the sort of mid-game adjustments or mid-round adjustments for LAT, I mean, they would be getting bullied out, but currently, they are completely on top of things.
Online search and destroy pretty good for the Heretics today. They are struggling. Well, 4-1. It's not over yet, folks. First to 6. Mid-map for the Heretics players right now. We've got each other covered. It's going to be Hydra in that close position by ticket. He's on the other side of the double doors to Metals right now. And this is a man who is willing to shoot those things open, knows those players could be in position. Are we going to see another spot?
That's instinct. He can feel it. He's ready for it. He's getting the calls. His teammates
getting the tags in. He's just waiting for his moment to strike, and he's taking the safe route. You get a man up top right here. He's going to have 3 players potentially to shoot in the back. Position known, but now Miami, they're in a pinch.
They're planting the bomb at A as well, so this is on. Super trapped, Super dealt with. On a Real. There's the trades, 3v3, looking for all the usual spots. You've still got to worry about Hydra on the flank.
Well, Hydra's going to have to start making moves a little bit quick. You are running out of time.
Great shots out of Envoy. Maybe a little bit of help, but the trades are going to be there. Still 2v2, 20 on the clock.
And you're going to have to hop this bomb in basically the next 10. Frank Bordeaux gets caught. Now 1v2 Real. It is all about the timing. But now the onus is on him. Hydra just has to play keep away because Ghosty has already pulled it off Real. Too slow in LA Thieves. They have found the thread in search and destroy, outplaying them every step of the way.
A pocket picked as Ghosty diffuses the bomb and puts his boys on a map point. I mean, Ringcore versus Hydra here. If that fight goes the other way, there's no chance Ghosty gets the defuse at all. What a win.
This is also legitimately maybe 4 different rounds we have had that, like, on a thread, the tide could tilt either direction. LA Thieves are just making the better calls. Like, again, it is outplaying the chess maneuvers, more on point, handling the clock better, and I mean, Heretics just look entirely uncomfortable.
Time to find a comfy seat, boys. Nestle in, because this map is still not over. One more round for the Thieves. So Heretics have just been stunned. Explosive opens towards the A bomb.
And a cheeky spot for Metals.
He and Hydra will stay here. Nobody will move.
That pixel perfect. Pixel
you're moving, you die.
Unbelievable.
Ghosty now shooting it quite literally. Goes strength off through mid-map. Finds out Bacon. That's 4-2 now. Heretics, what an advantage you've got.
Well, round's not over. Scrap and Ghosty very capable of the clutch, but obviously they have a lot of problems to solve.
Yeah, it's a slow one. You take it time though, Scrap. You're going to be able to find a couple of kills. We've seen him do it plenty before. Tags on the Metals now, waiting for the re-engagement, and there it is from Real. He's going to fight his way forward and puts all of it down to Ghosty. He's taking the whirlwind tour. He's getting the steps in here on red card, but this should be a Heretics win. The chance of the clutch. Slower and lower with every bullet fired. Heretics, 5-2.
Yeah, but you're down 5-2. Now you're going back to the attack, and for Heretics, I don't know what the play call is really going to be. Again, Scrap has been very consistent almost every single round, getting the wall bangs through Ticket, sort of cutting off that one lane. So unless you want to overwhelm mid, you're not going to do anything tricky there. And if you work this B site, you're going to get spotted out incredibly quickly. Obviously, A, you're forced to work slow, and the chess game, LAT has been on top.
Comebacks like this happen. I mean, not all the time, but we have seen plenty of them in the COD League. Thieves still with an overwhelming advantage. The confidence, and again, the playbook still so deep for them. Different looks, no nades through the middle of the map, but Real looking for something here. Hydra once again finds himself in a good corner, and it's going to be a gift. First blood.
Just better, and Scrap is there for the bait. It's a perfectly calculated strat. It is the same one as before LAT. They know how they want to play it, and already there's just nowhere you can really go. It looks like B's going to be the call for Miami, but trophy's out, corner's up.
You've got coverage on all the angles attack here. Envoy will hear both of the doors, actually all 3 of the doors in position near him. The hop check from Metals, he sees him. So now you know from they're coming from the outside. Trophy's in position, here we go.
And Heretics might want to take this slow because they got Rancor sort of floating in the middle of the map. So they're hoping someone from Thieves makes a mistake, and instead he gets caught. Ghosty on point, Hydra there for reads, and Hydra reads him like a book. A 1v4 for Super, gunned down.
And that is that, folks. Search and destroy goes to the Thieves. 1-1. Into control we go. I love what I saw from the LA Thieves. Their chance every single time we're on Hydra's POV. Find a kill, pump the brakes, wait for the push. Find the kill, pump the brakes, pull my knife out. See if anyone runs around this corner. they had the game plan. They knew what the Heretics were going to do, and they played them like a fiddle, 1-1.
Yeah, a perfect record online. Welcome to LAN. 6-2, absolutely stomped out, and this is the type of thing where the coaching staff are going to be putting in the extra work. How are we going to counter every single strat? What setups do we want to have? How do we want to just take control? And I love the work Scrap is doing towards the middle of the map. Him and Hydra working incredibly well together. And obviously guys like Envoy and Ghosty. Ghosty there for the clutch. Envoy there for any time things got super mixy. He has the vision, sees the way to break it down.
Thieves, perfect game plan against Miami there. Not a whole lot they could have done. 6-2, an absolute shutout. Beautiful stuff. We're going to protocol control now. We will see that Skyline hardpoint, and we have to go the distance, folks. Hacienda, back to it. The bookend of Hacienda here in this series, but a wonderful, wonderful look there in the search and destroy. Got the control coming up. Again, overwhelming advantage to the Thieves. Overwhelming. They're basically perfect at the mode, but we'll see how this one goes. 1-1 at the half. Over to the desk.
A sweater in Texas is wild, Chance. Break down, though, Desk. We have a 1-1 game. After an interesting start to hardpoint, we see LA Thieves take control and search and destroy. What was more impressive to you, Maven, in the first half?
The hardpoint win, because I mean, I said 3-0 Thieves because I thought this is where they could possibly gap them just from a skill standpoint, but that's why Rancor is my rookie of the year. He has been the difference maker against your top teams. I did not see the map one going that way, but I mean, I know as soon as I walked in the green room, you were just like flicking me off, like I told you.
Told you, bro.
I mean, it's just, yeah, just a mirror, like the same type of Hacienda that we saw in their online match. I mean, so far, this is kind of going 1-1. Both teams have won their map pick. If you are, Miami Heretics, you probably feel like you should have taken that search and destroy, go up 2-0, take advantage of that situation, given how good they've been in the game mode. But hey, you just got to dig deep, steal control now.
They do have our map one highlights ready to go, so let's take a look at this one, Miami Heretics fans. Spaniards taking care of business on Hacienda against one of the best slave teams in the game.
I think like winning their hardpoint pick is one thing.
Yeah.
What would be impressive is beating Thieves on their pick or the control. That's where it gets hard, right?
No. I completely agree with you, Clint, and I'm going to echo that in Hacienda. Although it has like a good 10-8 overall for LA Thieves when it comes to hardpoint, it is one of their weaker maps. So their whole game plan right now was to get their map pick in that map number 2, win that map number 3, and take their map pick in map number 4. For LA Thieves, they have thought this through. This wasn't an expected outcome of how dominant Miami did it in this fashion, but the setups for LA Thieves, they're 10th in rotation on a Hacienda hardpoint. If they get behind, they find it very difficult to battle their way back into it. And Miami Heretics clearly took advantage of that, would choose to go up one in the series.
Bro, Dan Ghosty had 11 kills.
That's what I'm saying.
Was shut down.
This is like one of the only times we've seen like LA Thieves not be able to keep pace with the other team that they're playing in hardpoint. And this is what Miami does to people. I said it to you guys like before. Miami just plays like the weirdest style of respawn. It can be very difficult for guys to get into their comfort zone. Like a Ghost, he's not going to be in those repeatable positions when he's playing them. But we move over into this search and destroy where I'm thinking Miami's going to go up 2-0. 4-0 on this map since they brought in Super. And what happens? Well, LA Thieves prepared every step of the way. Chris, you said it. A lot of odd.
Whole lot of VOD, and I think Chance crushed it on the call. How many times was Hydra set up by Scrap or pre-firing through walls to get a read on the movement? They are playing Search and Destroy at a different level than anyone I've seen on LAN this week.
No, they absolutely are, and it's interesting this series too, because a lot of times on this year, Thieves have had like the advantage to pick like team A or B. Like they're usually like for instance, like a FaZe is always team B, right? Like they'll give up their hardpoint pick, they'll bring it back 2, 3, 4. Thieves often will take their map 1 hardpoint, and that's why they blow people out 3L. Heretics had advantage here, and they opt to get their hardpoint, and that's why it makes this series a little bit different, but nothing like that unexpected so far.
Once again, a kind of a readable situation, though, of LA Thieves kind of dominating the veto situation here, because if you look at Miami Heretics on red card, sure, they're strong at it, but it's some S&D they ban more often than not, and also the last 2 they went to were both round 11s, and one of them was versus the Vegas Falcons. So, sure, versus the teams below them, Miami Heretics can win a red card. Versus the teams above them, or teams like Atlanta and LA Thieves, that's where things are going to get mixy.
Search and Destroy is done. We got control loading up. Do you still think this is Thieves from here on out?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to. Like, they're on pace to be the greatest control team ever. Like, ever. And FaZe has had some years. They're on pace to be the best. So, yes, it's hard not to. And they have their hardpoint pick map 4.
So, hold that thought. Which one of those 4 do you now send to your Scuff Team of the Year? If you had to pick one, which would you vote in first? Remember, cast your votes by June 2nd at midnight on the West Coast if you want to participate from LA Thieves Who are you putting in?
Scrap, 100%.
Scrap's your guy? What about for Miami Heretics?
I'm
still Rancor.
I'm going Rancor.
I would go
Rancor's
Scrap
a good
or
pick.
Hydra, but Scrap, I give the edge to.
Allie, who do you got?
I say Rancor is a really good pick on the side of Miami Heretics. If you're going LA Thieves, though, I think I'm going Scrap.
It's been a fun one. Get your votes in right now. Shout out to Scuff for our maps, modes, pick'ems, and of course, Team of the Year. It's time for Game 3. It's the winner's bracket. Who takes the swing game, Miles and Chance?
Well, statistically, we're looking towards a bit of a Thieves moment right now in this series. Anyone's game. I love it.
Sure, we can go. I mean, listen, the numbers don't lie. They were just talking about one of the best control teams of all time. If there was a betting, like obviously, we're picking LA Thieves, obviously.
Everyone's picking Thieves for this one. But who knows? This could be a very, very close series at the end of it. I think 3-1's a solid choice, but yeah, look, those stats, they speak for themselves. That first, or the once across the board, a statistical absolute marvel for the Thieves in the last 90 days.
Yeah, I mean, it's ungodly, especially like the round 5's absolutely perfect. So they're there in the clutch. They get the defense when they want because their ticks are on point. There is literally 0 holes in the game plan. They're good at every single map. They're impossible to deal with in the veto process when it comes to control. And that's why it's so important. You got to win one of the first 2 maps against this team, or else you're just going to get set on fire and lose 3-0.
Only way to have a fighting chance, and the Heretics have done it. That Search and Destroy was not a good look, though. So once we do have to go back to Hacienda for Game 5, that's really the way this is going to go. Unless the control swings towards the Heretics, that would be a crazy thing. And let's face it, DreamHack has been wild, but nothing wilder than the intensity of Coach Sender on stage.
No, not at all.
Honestly.
And the dynamic between Sender and Shane. It's actually unbelievable that Sender's the one that brings like more energy than Shane.
Every time. Well,
it's a psychopathic coaching lineup.
You can't deny the results, though. For them to try to go back-to-back here, not a common occurrence in the Call of Duty League. Incredibly competitive, especially on LAN. Of course, the Thieves find a great win back at Major 3, back in Boca Raton, and now in DreamHack here in Dallas. Eyes on the control. Almost ready to get into map number 3.
I'll tell a Sender story real quick. A buddy of mine I used to play with, he never competed in Challengers, but he used to be like a Game Battles Reaper type. Won a bunch of golds in the tournaments, extremely skilled player kind of vibe. I don't remember how it happened, but he ended up playing with Sender just for a day, playing a handful of tournaments, and we came away from that. He goes, I learned more about Call of Duty from him today than I've learned in the rest of my career or time playing COD combined. And that was gas back in Sender's playing days. I mean, Sender, never a player that won like a ton of championship, no rings, nothing like that. But he's always been incredibly intelligent, a lethal threat when he was on the map, and the type of guy that made his team better. And again, you are learning when you are around that man.
Is that Flash?
No, it was Truant.
Oh, okay. Because we played against Sender in ranked back in Cold War.
The same kind of gas.
Yeah, but he screamed at Flash. He was like, let me get this guy a contract. And I was like, well, maybe not. Maybe not. We need him for the ranked grind. Here we go, folks. And looking at our bracket once again. 1-1 at the top as we get this stage ready to rock and roll.
And the way the bracket works at this section, whoever loses for LA tier Heretics, it flips. So they're going to drop down and play Ultra. The loser of FaZe versus Optic will drop down and play against Minnesota Rocker. But you're dealing with purple either direction. That just means, again, sharks in the water. You do not want to be down there because obviously whatever teams in this current winner's bracket get sent down there, also electric teams. Everybody seems to have found their form. Got to make sure you're on point.
Again, the story we're selling for Rocker, they're champs in the balance. I think they've got to get second place at this tournament, or at least make it to the finals in order to qualify. Crazy story if they do, but they've got to get through some tough teams in order to do so. Arguably one of these on stage. We still are waiting just to make sure that everything is set. I don't see any referees on stage, so I think we might be a little bit closer. The lobby fully populated, and Hydra well hydrated. It's a difficult sentence to roll off the tongue. Every single tournament, though, every tournament on LAN, he has had a standout highlight play that's made it into our top 5s.
I mean, to be fair, he probably has one per map, but you can only watch so many people at any given time. The amount of plays we probably end up missing just by the nature of it, God only knows. So filthy stuff coming through no matter what. But I feel like LA Thieves are a very easy team to sort of read on stage about how seriously they're taking it, because they'll bounce around and be giddy, laughing like crazy when they're having a lot of fun. Dialed in right now. They're making sure they are about their business. Of course, the best touch on it, a protocol control, large advantage from LAT. It is also their map pick for map number 4 as well. So Heretics, the pressure very much on.
Here we go. into the den of the thieves, into the mode that they love the most. First across the board, and I think maybe first for the entire year, but you take this map off of them, you look incredible, Heretics. This is the impossible. This is the thing that no one expects anyone to do. If you get the win here, that changes the face of this tournament. Here we go, into map number 3. 1-1. The lead after this, going into that Skyline hardpoint, the momentum to maybe drive the series home. Let's do this.
And Heretics, they're going to need strong opening breaks every single round. You need the momentum to be on your side. And Metals, you can see, gunned down, trying to cross through mid. Rancor, though, well, yep, traded out. Both ARs had him dialed in. And progress on A already beginning. You read the pitches, you read the zip hit, and you got an Envoy prowling in your spawn.
Prowling and clawing his way through your lineup. The rest of the Heretics have had to go to B. They're not taking that fight. Scrap now with the nade over the top. He's been pinned for a second, but the eyes on. Top mid. That's where you want to go for the Heretics. They're desperately trying to get involved, and not even the concealment of that tree could save Super from Scrap.
Well, it was the spiral route Real was able to take to end up going for the pinch and kill that A progress, but obviously they're halfway there in that regard. Real, though, making plays. He does get traded out, but he's the one that made the impact to at least slow this progress down. In the meantime, though, Hydra, well, he's taking the role of spawn kill potentially. 2 players he's going to be forcing out over the back left lighthouse spawns, and they're trying to roll through. They got to get past him.
Yeah, halfway through A. 1 segment already in the bag. We're going to drain that segment. No one really in position for it. But the blessing of all the kills you're picking up across map, yeah, you let Hydra move in position and do whatever he wants. Now, top castle. He is the king right now. A 2-piece against Real. You're looking for that, but he's going to keep dancing and make this fight even harder.
And Real has to make the decision. You want to deal with Hydra in the back line. They're trying to make the decision, but this is 3 players now that are just trying to root this man out, and Hydra, at the very least, is just buying so much time. But while he's distracting, his teammates give you nothing. And now, of course, for LAT, nearly every player back in spawn.
More than anything, just a bit of bad luck in the timing there. Scrap, though, manages to slip the net, and now he's right in there. The deadliest catch gets himself on towards B, and then now his teammates joining him, so that's going to be huge. A 2-man capture. The zone evaporating halfway through B as well.
Scrap right now, the main AR's dream. He was able to get his team out the base over towards them. And great facilitation, good reason. Ghosty wins the gunfight top mid, so, I mean, this is a bailout moment for LAT, and this is why they're the best.
Second segment, and B is gone. That's going to be 1 minute and 28 seconds on the game clock. The A zone has already got a 2-segment down, so you're going to be looking at a very difficult defensive situation, Heretics.
And these are just moments that are not easy to read at all. Scrap built different, and Scrap, well, a kill in his sights. But he's going to work his way maybe back towards the zone. Everybody here for LAT in the 3rd bit of progress, nearly done.
Yeah, he's got so much of a head point advantage as well. He's in no problem fighting forward, but wait, 4 dead, a massive turn. Heretics, you could burn through these lives that are relatively even, and 1 minute on the game clock, and Real, get it going. Can we find a few more kills? Over to the left flank, onto Metals, gets his. Now back towards the middle, and it's another for Metals.
Well, 1 player's got out, though, and that's going to be Ghosty. He needs to find a way to open this door. Everybody else for LAT trying to bully their way through, but everybody else on LAT getting cut down. You see in the feed, though, Ghosty finds the kill, and now he's making his way towards the zone. His teammates clear base, and they're right back on A.
Capture, that's a couple more, boys. You got to get going. This is going to be a 4-man stack. It's nearly done. The zone complete. The capture gone. First round to the Thieves.
And that is 2 different moments of Heretics just dropping the ball, and LA Thieves finding by the thinnest of margins the way to get out. They were about to get spawn trapped early in the round. Scrap is the man that makes it out over towards the B zone, and he makes the perfect play call, cutting off sections of the map so he can get his teammates to him. And he goes 9-3, and even for when they go 4 down, Ghosty finds the route, makes sure he can find a way to get out and open up an avenue for his teammates, who of course execute perfectly off the back of it. And all 4 players on this team, you know, you'd be happy to play with, right? If you're an SMG player, you'd love to play with a guy like Scrap or Ghosty, and if you're a, AR player, you'd love to play with a Hydra Envoy. Perfectly calculated.
Well, it's going to be Hydra getting the first blood. Envoy, the first man to drop now. Presses towards the A zone. That's what we're going to be seeing Heretics finding some success. Scrap stops that dead in his tracks, but Super doesn't show face, so now he might be able to get involved in this. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of intel. You know the Ghost is in position here, but a little bit slow here from the Heretics out the gate.
Yeah, he is not even thinking about this zone right now, and his teammates are getting cut down, so this is where Envoy might have a point, but there you go. You finally snap. and able to pause the clock, but it does not last too long. Real going to be the next man in line, and meanwhile, Hydra on the pinch. It is not getting red. He has made it to top trips, and that means you will be off his zone.
Metals now on a real nice looking flank. Second man gone. Good stuff. One of the two-piece. Can't account for Scrap though on the drop down the elevator. So he takes one floor down, gets his kill, and now Real makes your base safe. Forward the Heretics go.
Trying to find the route. Everything covered. No one even going through spiral. They win the first 2 kills. This is a moment for Heretics you have to capitalize on.
2-man stack on 1 man. A little allergic to the teamwork here when it comes to the captures, but for now they're trying to play desperately for the map control, and it's not going to work out now. Contest is on. Man cleaned up. A zone out of the question. Rencor, if you survive this, and you somehow have, he joins his teammate on point, and they get the second segment.
And their 2 teammates responsible for the flank. You're looking to see if you can take a spiral route coming through, but I don't think anything's going to be in time. And yeah, Scrap, maybe last-ditch effort, but they get chopped down, and Rencor makes the play. A zone secure.
Yeah, last man Envoy downstairs. Metals might be able to drop for this. He's still hurt. There comes Metals now into the fight. 18-14. Heretics life advantage.
That's COD timing as well. Yeah, him and Hydra dancing around each other. I think Hydra has the jump on it, and yep, absolutely dialed in, but you get a couple trades. Rencor on a 4.
They're not moving as fast, Envoy there on the close. He's inside labs. Bangs the door, not a problem. 2 dead instantly. Can't get the third. Beautiful work from Hip. Fire from Super.
Well, they got the space at least to put the pressure over towards B. Metal's going to pinch as well. If you win these gunfights, you'll have the clearance.
You got to get him. That's 2. Third no on the capture now. Have they got the time? Have they got the presence? Yeah, that's the kills. Real, Rencor, stack this one up. Massive life lead. Here we go. Trophies in play. Rencor looking for the mid-map kills. That's the first segment gone.
And wow, Hydra just slams them.
What?
And they don't get the trades. Hydra there for 2. Him and Envoy coordinated together in a 14v7. This is the type of round, Heretic. You have to win these.
Well, they abandoned the zone for a second. The clock's still ticking. Real picks them up. Back on towards the capture. 5 thieves remaining.
And Real, he wants the spawners. Got 2 players to deal with. Envoy gets cut because Renkor's got the middle of the map, but Lighthouse is going to be open. Scrap has found the way through potentially, and he gets the guy off time, so there are just holes in his setup, but if you get all the kills, it simply does not matter. Scrap, last man standing, and the last one to fall. Heretics on the board.
Yeah, great work. Decisive on the attack, and I like what I'm saying about, taking their foot off the brake occasionally, but you're reading the plays there and you're winning those individual fights against the Thieves. And Thieves, such a tough team. You don't get a straight up gunfight. You very rarely get the one-on-one. It's always a 2v1. It's always a man in a corner. Very, very impressive control of the map, but the Heretics somehow pull that one out. Even with Scrap at 17-9.
Yeah, the slang really on form there. Maybe the most important moment for Heretics, capturing the A zone. Rencor going on a crazy spree, but 4 or 5 in a row just to give you an edge in the slang department. But still for LAT, I mean, their control, even like that round 1, Heretics had multiple opportunities on defense to spawn trap them, but Thieves are able to bail themselves out consistently, so tied up game.
Out on the left flank here, going towards the B zone. Scrap trying to lead the charge. Stun, no connect. He knows Super is here. That's a tough fight to win. He's got Hydra to back him up, but that's going to be a big advantage off the rip here on the attack for the Thieves. B being captured.
And Hydra, I mean, he's flying around. That means the play call is going to be potentially over towards A, but you don't get the trades. That player not going to be one shot. And a slow bit of progress over towards B. You get a single segment. Hydra wants the spawners, but Hydra gets red and gunned down. Heretics keeping everything under control.
Oh, that's a hard thing to do. A-zone cap though. Ghosty getting it done. Scrap's going to join him in a second. The trophies will be broken in a mo, and that's enough to get on towards time. Big slide. Nice work from Ghosty there. The trade's complete. The second segment's going to be long gone, and A is perilously close to being destroyed.
And Hydra had a huge read on the pinch.
Whoa!
And Rencor, well, he got him back. Traded out that kill, but either way, the A zone secured, and LAT a ton of time to work with, and they already have a segment on B.
Yeah, this is nice work in the kills. 2 minutes is so long here on Protocol. Ghosty in the little moment of trying to worry about what's going on behind enemy lines. Are we in trouble? That gets it. Real gone. Problem solved. Forward we go, boys.
Yeah, good comps from LAT as well. Clearly get the one-shot call. Make sure you're there for the trades. Envoy, 11-20. Suffering in the kills column, but he's still in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, kills like that are super handy as well. You stop that player giving you any trouble. from the backside of B now. He is the problem. Envoy, can he get a third here on a Real? What a battle this has been. The dance is on, waiting for someone to help out. But mid-map is where his teammates are. Envoy on a 3, still holding them at bay. The second segment gone.
And it looks like they're going to get this as well. Super Metal show up in the kill feed, but last man standing is going to be Metals. Drop, Envoy handles them. And from 11 and 20 to round down to Jared Rancor. Dishing out, but yeah, it doesn't matter. The mini-map just too good.
So good. It's a great two-piece and a heroic moment. But the Thieves teamwork here, the mode, just too much. You're right, the mini-map is the sell. Everyone there, just top mid control, perfect timing. And actually, perfect gameplay. Absolutely perfect gameplay from Envoy. He keeps those players in spawn safe and down and out. As soon as they get that 3 dead advantage, he recalls back towards the zone, helps the stack, gets that zone captured even faster. Heretics just caught unaware there. Back to the attack they go. All I want to see from them here, more stack, more presence, and more focus on the capture.
And by the looks of it, LAT on the defensive end as well, they're sort of like letting the Heretics run at them. Like when they have the stacks, like Miami are very consistent about running forward, trying to get into Grandma's, looking for the spawn kill. So right now they're sort of playing into their hand. Envoy there for the first blood on the round, Envoy there for 2. And Real, I mean, he's getting naded up everywhere you go. They're just mystery men gunning you down.
Yeah, everything's good. I'm in position to get maybe 2 kills here. Oh no, I've been naded. Super takes the safest route he possibly can. Has to win an insane gunfight against Ghosty. It's not going to happen. And this is it. Thieves are starting to apply pressure. Hydra can't get any more. Real and Rancor, Ace is enough to get out, but Scrap now behind you. And that is a red dot that you have to deal with.
Well, not a good sign when it takes you 35 seconds in the round to win your first gunfight as an entire team. Well, they got a double stack rolling through. They could triple it up as well. And these are the moments where they just love to push forward. It always seems to play in LA Thieves' hand. This time Rancor wins it. Pressure applied, but you get traded out. And the stack, it's a little bit slow. And now Real, last man standing and overwhelmed. I'm a Heretics. They love a lot of things. Stacking the objective is not one of them.
2 seconds is good enough, but not enough. Wow, shots out of Metals. That's massive. 17 lives. Can you get over towards B at least? You've got Ghosty holding down the A zone alone. Here we go, a 3-man opportunity, now 2, because you lose one on the approach. A casualty does not help at a time like this.
Oh my God, and Envoy's winning wicked ones.
Oh man, Hydra now brought down from spawn. Envoy pushes that front line forward. Good luck getting through. Ghosty on his 5, still spawn killing. And this is massive, 20 seconds to go. Thieves are looking at the control win. Nobody's surprised by this. We've got 1 chance left, Heretics. Try to get out if you can.
Well, they get a kill on Scrap. 3 players in through trips. Hydra behind, you know, wins that one, and he gets the one-shot guy as well. Comms on point for LA, and they got a 17 v8. Miami Heretics, they had an opportunity. They have multiple opportunities round 1. You drop the ball against LAT in control, you get punished.
Oh, there we go. Well, the zone captured, a minute to go. 6, now 5 lives. Oh boy, what a moment. And what a great game of control out of the Thieves. Trade's done, not enough though. As with only the lives they have remaining for the Heretics, this is it. Oh dear, that's a beautiful 2 from Scrap. The last 2 members of the Heretics now are gonna fight forward, but it is all for naught. Once again, the LA Thieves, the masters of control, arguably the greatest team we have ever seen play the mode. They take the lead here in the winners bracket.
On form, can't afford to slip up a single time. 2 different opportunities in round number 1 for Heretics to get that round win. They get the 4-man wipes. They get the spawn trap set up, but multiple players on LA just bailing each other out. And that first round, it was Scrap doing it, and it was Ghosty doing it. And after the fact, Envoy seemingly winning some wicked gunfights in this game. Undeniable in control.
Just start to think about the trash talk now. He started to use it to push himself that little bit extra, that little extra 20% out of him. 2-1 now. Thieves, massive advantage going into this skyline. A fast-paced map. We're going to see our submachine gun players go wild, but expect I wouldn't say a high-kill game, but I would expect a great game out of both our teams.
And this was certainly a game where Envoy might have made a great point about Super. How many times do we see him on the steps, oh so close to that zone, never willing to get in, but he's playing for kills, waiting for LA players to overcommit, but we saw them never slip up, never make that mistake. Ghosty will hang out on the mid gun or by that box and wait for him to actually force the issue. So Thieves dialed in, playing around the styles of their opponent as well. I mean, as good as it gets.
There's not a whole lot you can do for the Heretics with that. The defenses were so strong from the Thieves. I think 4 segments captured overall. And again, Super was involved in that, but it didn't seem to amount to anything. Whether or not they were playing patient, they didn't have a whole lot of options. I will say this attacking round from them, very, very good indeed. They showed us the goods, but again, against the Thieves, man, even your very best sits you at 3-1.
And just to make this acknowledgement, because we've been going a little bit crazy with the narrative, while the Thieves do have a spectacular control record, one of the best of all time, that's against the rest of the league. They have a losing record in this game to control to Atlanta FaZe. So before we dub them one of the best, they're going to actually have to make sure they can beat every team in the league.
Well, they've got to beat the other team who's potentially the best. Unreal.
Because Atlanta FaZe and Cold War were beating everybody.
Yeah, it was a guaranteed one. Final looks here across our highlights. They get beautiful stuff from Ghosty. Started the series off at rock bottom there for his squad. I'm pretty sure there was an apology made, and I guarantee you a couple of good ones in the next few, boys. He absolutely has done that. 2 maps now in a row for the Thieves. They picked the pocket on red card, and on protocol, it was absolute gunpoint. In the Skyline we go, and again, this should be a very spicy map. Both teams effective at it. We have to go to the Hacienda, though, again, to bookend this wild series. He absolutely is here to play, baby. Ghosty. Will he find some good stuff here on Skyline?
And Ghosty might be the man to watch on Skyline as well. It's a very flowy map. LA Thieves clearly have the hot hand, everybody being a contributor. I remember the first map we saw from LA just yesterday in the tournament was the Skyline, and he was doing ridiculous. He was looking like Shotzi with an AR, dolphin diving repeatedly off piano steps, being the super soaker on P1. So LA, very happy to see Skyline, their map pick, and we talked about how you could just see in the the faces of the players how they're feeling. Very serious when it was tied up 1-1. Scrap and Hydra starting to jaw away.
I wonder how this is going to go. You had the number against Vancouver yesterday. It was so good against them. There was seemingly nothing they could do, but I feel like the Heretics are a completely different squad, a little bit more unpredictable, a lot more fast-paced. Almost ready to get things going, as Metal's one of the few players in the league who, one of his sort of in-match habits, he dries hands. He always has a pile of paper behind his monitor. You know exactly where he sits, because I don't think anyone else comes up to clean up. So that's one of his things. It helps him stay focused and get himself into the zone. He's looking for something.
Hey,
it might be that control map.
And whatever works. I do like Mercules as a towel.
Yep.
Towels are great.
Asim, another
renewable resource.
Oh, nice, love that. Staying green. We'll see that green team a little bit later on today, but for now, Skyline hard point. Pressure is on. This is match point for the LA Thieves. You want that game 5? Let's go through this one. Fast map, smallest we have here in the league. And it always lends for a spicy finish. Here we go in a map 4.
AR players gonna be getting after it. Ghosty the slow start, looking to make amends, and Rancor absolutely pop off in map number 1. You're gonna need everybody there contributing on this one for Miami. Trades getting exchanged in the feed already, but it looks like Heretics have the extra edge. Ghosty trying to play keep away, and successful at that. So yeah, you win the opening break-in. Called him out for a reason. He has been the Reaper on P1.
Came to play, got his boys in the time, but Rancor right off of spawn. Hydra is not going to be red in this position, and he's going to assist in the attack towards hardpoint as well. Ghosty again picking up non-stop pieces. In the opening moments of the game, 4 kills.
Nice shots, great tracking there from Scrap, absolutely on form, and sort of a mini battle at keep away, but they have a lot of space and control for Miami, and now that's actually a lot of kills. This is going to be a couple players from LA spawning out. Last man standing on the new time is going to be Hydra. He needs to make a dent.
Everyone's trying to dance around it, but Super's going to find it. So spawn flip. So what an opener here. Heretics 22 seconds out of P1. You've got control for Noob, but here come the Thieves through the front. Real on a 5 spree. If you can start getting kills from in time, it increases his points dramatically. We could get a Hellstorm.
Yeah, and if LA Thieves aren't quick about getting him out of time, that Hellstorm absolutely going to come through, and Super kicking it off right. And 3. Super for 3 in the clean 4 down. Might want to take a peek at Real and see if he's got that Hellstorm.
Crazy work. Thieves nowhere to be seen here on P2. Super's got to swap over to his secondary. Real, not a lot left, as he has soaked his way through this one.
Got it.
Gets it off of time alone. Nate from Ghosty there stops the flow. And Rencor, immediate pickup. He can look at a Hellstorm as well. Halfway to it now, 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, Real got it in literally like, picture perfect. Not going to come through there from Rencor, but a P2 that is dominant there for Miami Heretics. For the moment, they are running Thieves over.
It's another 4 dead. Again, 4 seconds for the Thieves. Looking to Kitchen now. This is the 3rd hard point on Skyline. And Real slicing his way through. Super trying to back him up. Safe and sound for now, behind the bar. Oh, Hydra shows a little bit too much and gets cut. That's going to be Scrap now on time. And Super finding a lot of damage, but not enough for his teammates to get into the fight. That's because we're taking a route. Real on the flank.
Blocking the spawns, make sure you stabilize. You need to make sure you have these for the P4 rotations. The Super is going to be taking it slow, but he'll be happy to do it. Metal's trying to work his way in through Jim, but a turtle setup from LA, and I mean, so far so good, but a big moment for the break. Metals pierces his way in, gun down, kills getting traded in Envoy, dropped as well. Heretics take their time, but they flip the spawns, they get the break. A huge moment. You make sure you stay ahead of the game.
And this is absolutely ahead of the game. Next members of the Thieves off spawn are going to try to help flip this. New hard point on the right-hand side of the map. Real still 13 and 7, fighting for an inside time. No spawn flip. Full control still for Miami.
And now you're just playing a little game of keep away. Real, everything you can do, a little bit better. Rancor, 3 players in front of him. Well, he gets traded out, so they're not really effectively able to slow him down, but Super, the iron defense on the back end, wins the gunfight, but Scrap guns him down, so just like that, Thieves completely run you over.
And that's the break. That's a big break you're in. Rencor now for the middle of the map, trying to pick up as many kills as he can to slow down.
What a start.
The defensive hold of the Thieves. Super stunned, but not shocked. He manages to walk away with a kill. And this is a lovely time to get the break. Hard point in the hands of the Thieves. Here comes the early investment.
Couldn't shoot it. Scrap was trying to gun it down. Slight miss, and he cleared out the back spawns. Heretics, they'll have the numbers.
Perfect coverage. You're inside.
Huge.
Well played. That is a great break. 20 to go here on the backup bathroom.
And once again, just a bailout moment, right? And there goes Hydra, but either way for Heretics on form. Take your time for the P3 breaks. Use the Hellstorm for the P4 breaks, and Rancor continues his path to destruction in the hard point, 14 and 8.
Our rookie of the year ripping and tearing his way. But back over towards P1 we go. First set, Heretics, the commanding lead. Thieves, we're starting to warm up. Envoy, once again, statistically, doing what he did in the first hardpoint game. Not a great sign for the Thieves' long run. We'll see if it changes now.
Yeah, Miles, you're exactly right. Mick Gordon would be proud of his boys. And now Scrap gunned out of time. Super there. You're looking for the last man, but they're on P1.
Here we go, P1, Miami Heretics, full control. Let's go for a listen in.
Voy por abajo, suelto arriba. Piano, muy toca piano. Otro más, pero sí, no me sigue. Ya puedo por la derecha, ¿vale? Ahí no está precisísimo, está enfocando por cama. Punto, Hidra. Bueno, puede hacer ruido. Esquina piano. Aguanta. Piano, cuarto. Buen plan, toca Scrappy. Van a salir al fondo de... Perdón. Voy a hacer un... Ok. Voy para izquierda con vosotros. Hay una flor siquiera o Deep. No veo, te estoy mirando buen plan. Una bala. Está cerca, muerto. Una bala. Yo no te he saltado, en plan. Voy para izquierda con vosotros. Está guay. Una bala. Y otros dos pisales. No sé, se ha pisado, hay que matarlo. Bueno, no sé. Vale. Estoy llegando. Uno en piano. Voy a que nos pinche el sí, va con Wii. Va a pasar el agua. Siguen y aguantando. Otro fondo izquierda. El sí, pues un punto y otro está así. Vale, voy a decir arriba. Van a quitar front. Voy. Me cayó. Aguanta. Paco. Soy yo. Me voy a pegar front, porfa. Front. No lo sé, está front. Muerto, otro más front. Muerto, porque está voy de frente, buscamos uno. Voy a pinchar el under, chaval. No, chique, un win. Vale, voy, está un tiro single. Está win. Está la esquina derecha. Aquí por medio, Está en fire Hydra. Está en P1. Avísame. Buena.
Muchos gracias, Miami Heretics now. Over to the LA Thieves.
That side, one minute. Super weak. Inner wood, Inner wood, P1, and their side. Inner wood, P1, their side. I made that! One more. Mid wood. I need inner. One shot. Outer one shot. Ivor inner. I killed the good wood. Iron up. Both there. One more wood. Yo, outer! He's wood. No, wood. Outer weak and then...
Two there.
Yeah, two wood.
I'm going mid. Actually, I'm about to go under, bro.
Close left?
Yeah, actually, no, I'm going mid. Okay.
I want to go top P2.
Nothing top mid. Find P1. Top mid.
Close left. Weak on bell.
P1 top mid on bar. Nice.
Weak on the bar.
Fireplace. He's fireplace.
There's only one ult.
One guy's still top AC, by the way. Inner on the bar. There's two ult.
Yeah, two ult. I'm here with you.
He's gonna back up. One's gonna back up.
On the bar. On the bar, still medals.
One shot.
Outer. Nice, Paka. Spawning patio.
One shot.
Yo, come top.
Top mid, go back zone. Go to zone.
Stone.
Let's make front.
Still right now?
Can't shot though.
Yeah, I'm going. AC in.
Nice, AC in top. You're back the hill.
Nice. Stay down. Ivy left.
Make them weak. AC pinch. I pinch. Back zone.
All spawning. Patio, absolute.
Two spawn down. They're gonna be B1. Two in the back zone.
One shot. We have stone.
Coming top with you.
One bullet.
I don't see the... No, he went to top.
Yeah, wood.
Look at Stone.
Alright, in the back.
Stone. Absolute top
zone.
zone.
One low couches.
He's going top mid right now.
Chop me AC, guys.
Yeah, I've got to pick up top mid.
AC weak. Still.
I'm top mid too.
Where we going, boys?
I have top mid.
AC still.
Yes, two mid. Top AC right corner.
Grill.
They spawn all the way.
Spawn. Yeah, no, they might have
spawned.
One shot. What?
Frustration, passion, and a little bit of rage in the listening there for the LA Thieves. Final set. They've got themselves to P1, but still the Heretics leading the charge.
Yeah, they have been winning some wicked gunfights. It feels like Heretics are the purveyors of the drive-by. Their slide kill's ridiculous. They get the break on P1. The more time you soak there, the better.
Scrap trying to play this one sneaky and sensible, but
This
he has
corner,
no idea. The corner was super, and that's going to give pressure on a P1. Another big set of kills. No P2 control, though. 30 seconds here. You want as much of this time as possible, and it is going to make the Thieves uneasy going into next.
And super hiding. That is great movement just to make sure you're on the safe and secure side of time. And now if you're LAT, like, you don't want to overextend and potentially die, and that's what they're doing. Hydra flying out to try to get him away, but Super just soaking all of this P1 time up. They have built such a massive lead. Scrap though, win some key ones. They're stable on the rotation, but it is a 60-point game as P2 pops. These, if you get this one right, you're right back in the game.
Oh, Arita Metals on the Mission Impossible play down low. He's going to hit this elevator shaft. Yeah, Scrap is there for it. That's for the 5th kill in a row. That's going to be from inside time as well. That certainly helps. Hydra through kitchen, gets both. Hardpoint still, LA Thieves.
That's all 4. You're looking for the full 60, and they kick it off right.
Oh, we're going big, folks. Here goes the counter-attack from the Heretics. Don't let the Thieves build momentum. Try to break into this fortress. First man in. Oh, it's the knife from Scrap.
That's a good call, and now you're looking for the rest, though. They're coming up the zip line. Scrap has it dialed in, guns them down, or at least backs them away.
Scrap on the takeover, 8 in a row. Number 9. There's another waiting for him, and his teammates are here. What an unbelievable hold.
And that was the P2 that they absolutely needed. LA Thieves are right back in this game, but P3 has been devastating. That close fireplace corner has been Heretics. Massive benefit for them to get, and meanwhile, Rancor on a 40. They are looking to pull the upset.
It's not over yet. To kitchen in a second. Hydra tries to get something special going. 3 dead, but Scrap on a 10 now. 11 still lives. Real ends it. Kitchen is popping. Here come the Thieves.
They've made their way through. Super now the next man in, trying to get the gunny. They got the trophies. They got the Suns. LA Thieves bullying him out of this time.
Oh, find the kills. You're in it, Thieves. Hold on. By the skin of your teeth. It's fingernails on the marble. Ghosty on the right flank gets his. Trade's done. 2 Thieves up. 1 man in from the Heretics. And Rancor on the drive-by.
He's going to get the extra one, but he's traded out. LA Thieves won every single extra trade. 24 seconds to go. This was an 80-point game, and Thieves now have the lead.
Lead change from the hip. Real with the team kill, but there's nobody on time. Hydra on the dance around TV, and it is a spectacle, ladies and gentlemen. Hardpoint Heretics.
But we're going to be going to a P4. This is the bailout for Heretics to stop this momentum. Thieves, it'll be 1 break, and the game is theirs.
10 seconds for victory. Or for game 5. Heretics, here we go. Hardpoint is yours. The Thieves need 1 break. 1 break alone. Don't forget the streaks. Super on the inside. One to his name, trade it out. It's a slow and steady approach. There's the contest, a back and forth battle. The Heretics hold.
And I don't know what's going on, but Scrap just hasn't been playing. There's some type of error. He is in an airplane.
He called in the wrong streak. He called in his rate. And that is it. Player error will lead us to a final map.
I've been waiting for years for this to happen. The wrong streak getting used.
We saw the look on his face. That is unbelievably frustrating, but either way.
Oh my God.
The final map, we're going to it. We're bookending this one back to Hacienda. I don't believe what I have just seen, or rather, what we didn't see.
Dude, this is one of those, I mean, for years, pros have just been so good at not accidentally hitting right on the D-pad, but like, it is such a difficult thing in the moment. I've always been mind blown of how effective they are on it. And Scrap somehow on accident pulls out the wrong one. And the fact that he earned it at all, that comeback was obviously freaking insane that they were going on a run. Scrap got to the point where he's in perma-flow state, pre-firing everything, comms dialed in, and what an absolute tear for a heartbreaking finish.
You heard the roar of the crowd on the knife kill. And that adrenaline spike, it just hit enough to not make a single input on his controller. It's down on the D-pad to change the streak he has equipped. That's brutal. I mean, honestly, if you get it, I think you should be able to call it in, personally.
Hey, listen. Situationally, that's how I feel, but on the flip side from Heretics, I mean, Von Mo's rank board just dropped 45 on their heads, but yeah, listen, this is going to get talked about a ton. All the watch parties going to be having a field day, and obviously the Thieves are going to be furious about the way they finished it. They know, they felt like they had that in their grasp, and even for the P4 breaks, like, those guys were on point. Scrap was the one in the listening we had where he reads, we're not going to be able to go through grass, let's go through mid, and they were running it down. Successful at that, but an interesting finish sent us to a Game 5.
Game 5 on the other side of this break, folks. DreamHack has not disappointed with its fair share of chills, thrills, and occasional chokes. While we go now back to Hacienda on the other side of this break, the decider to see who gets winners finals. We'll be right back.
The Scuff Call of Duty collection is $30 off this weekend only. Visit scuff.co/CDL to upgrade your game with a Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
RCXD out.
Yo, these RC cars, please. I don't care if you get a fucking RC car, you do not call it in, bro. Ignore the thing. Do not call that god car in.
Scrap sitting back. It just doesn't feel good. They've been able to clean up one. Scrap is just waiting. No way.
Oh my god. All right, well.
Oh.
Chat, don't clip that. Don't fucking clip that.
To the left. Nice.
On A.
Yeah. I'm hitting their deep street. I'm watching mid street. I got your mid.
Mid A's, boy.
We've taken the last.
Game 5, the LA Thieves, the Miami Heretics, drama, and a little bit of magic in the final moments.
Yeah, Scrap, a victim of his own success. He took himself out of the play for maybe 20 or 25 seconds. Obviously, the most crucial moment. Haven't seen it in years. I've been waiting for this type of thing to happen for so long, and obviously LA Thieves are going to be pissed. This is how the curses happen. You talk trash. It has been a weird year. Everybody gets bit, and that's how it goes down. Scrap, unfortunate for him, he is just too good to be able to earn that gunship.
And that was the very moment we saw the Miami Heretics get. They call in their streaks towards the backside of P4 and under the coverage of the, not just the missile, but the smoke as well. They're able to get into that hard point and get the break there. Could have been the case. We'll never know what could have happened if that Hellstorm had been called in.
Yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, though, like, that is the most cursed thing I've ever seen, and that's a wash. That is Heretics, the gift that they are given. Now they're here in the Map 5, S&D, their bread and butter, where they have the opportunity to deliver. We acknowledge the stats in S&D for Miami. The past few stages, they have been the best in the game when it comes to the map record. And obviously for the Map 5 on the season, they're dead even, but it's been so much better as time has gone on. Thieves, though, they picked them apart in map number 2. It does not matter how good the record is. We can't call you the best unless you beat the best. Heretics, you need this win.
Yeah, map 5s. Thieves don't get too many of them. An opportunity here to pull it out. Sender,
so polite,
doing what he does best, getting the boys going. I do appreciate how every player has their own very particular shake or, you know, post or pre-match ritual with Coach Sender. But all that said and done, here we go.
And it's the perfect type of vibes as well from your coach to hit you with the mental reset, because that is the type of moment, again, incredibly painful, not easy to bounce back from at all. The mental game now for LAT being tested. We'd love to see some Hacia and S&D, though. First, in opening duels, another map. Walls can be paper thin in the ARs up top, Scrap and Ghosty. They love it.
Yeah, you got all the spots covered, you got all the angles, you know how you want to attack both bomb sites, and again, being first in both opening duels and the attacks. Thieves statistically coming into this one with an advantage, and they have made the read. It's to B we go, and they've got numbers now through the side door. No trophies, empty pockets. Trades complete. A 1v2 and now done. What a win.
Dude, and these teams are running at each other in S&D. Heretics on the red card, so many aggressive rounds, and well, on the defensive end, LA Thieves do the exact same thing. But I gotta say, breaking through P4 is an absolute nightmare. That is a wild call to make, but no trophies. They hit the stuns. They thought they found their moment, but Real, it was his.
I think he stayed just outside of the first stun hit. So his presence was relatively unknown. A round like that, though, you're only going to see one, maybe two of those in a match. And the trophies will be in play soon. Here we go. 2-2 split here from the Thieves. The bomb going to be.
Yeah, playing for picks, right? That means it's going to be a slow round. Hydra and Scrap working together so well on map number 2. And they're doing it again here in a map 5. Envoy responsible for the middle of the map. Ghosty has spotted nothing out over towards B. The LA Thieves player is getting active.
It's a no-show towards the middle. That's going to give Scrap maybe the courage to make the play across towards the B-bomb site. A slight rattler gunfire above him, and he's trying to go for it. No good, though. First blood, super.
And Envoy, if he looks for the trades, I was going to say, you take the top route, Metals is going to spot you. Top hallway controlled.
by Heretics, and Super's reposition. Envoy can't slide out there. Frankly, that player should have let him out.
Oh, he's gone through. There's a man on his tail. And Ghosty, oh, good God. Are they going to see this? No, he's gone down low. Thieves now, thick as it, on each other's shoulders.
Real needs to get the intel. He needs to live. And dude, everybody's just getting out. They have all the potential in the world, though, for the pinch.
Real's going to check this. No kill. Nade. Bomb planted. It's on. Man advantage to the Heretics.
And Hydra's making a play as well. Hydra's roaming all around the map. His teammates need to buy him time.
Oh, he catches a thigh, you sneaky Super. Another through mid-map. Metals finds it. Last man Envoy from atop the rock. Now he swings. Can't find a thing. Ample time for the defuse. Heretics, 2 in a row.
Unbelievably efficient as well. And just small little openings on the map. Super was the guy that was able to take the space. LA Thieves spreading the map, looking for the routes and the timing. Nearly there for Scrap to be able to go through mid, but Super there just to catch him and everybody else execute. I love the idea from LA Thieves, letting Hydra in the post blank go for the long pinch. Heretics are just dialed in. Easy reads, phenomenal execution.
Again, we are a round away from turning everything upside down. Don't forget, Thieves exceptionally strong on this map as well. The first search and destroy, 6-2 on red card. Absolute blowout, and the Thieves were getting the win there. Now the pressure down. Another 3-1 split here from the Heretics. Real with our bomb. We're going for a bit of a swim, Marenko.
And Super finds the first blood cross map. Technically, though, traded out. So you're going to have a 3v3, but the water route has not been picked up by LA Thieves. Nobody turned their heads. And a free pick there from Rancor.
Unbelievable if he gets the second, but that's going to be enough for the boys now on the pinch to now get involved. It's still a 2v2. And they have vacated the bomb site. They're going to go all the way towards A, and a foot race is on. The Heretics will win that. But they don't know right now where the Thieves are.
Surprised he kept challenging, but if you got Real in the back pocket, 3-0 start, you trust your teammates.
Oh, the battle down low. Here we go. Super stays alive. He draws one in. Oh my goodness, what a damage! Real looking for his 4th kill in a row. Envoy takes the high ground. Clock ticking. A corner found, and if Real challenges this, and this time Dylan Hannon. A ridiculous gunfight.
And I mentioned it in the qualifying stages. I know everybody talks about Scrap and Hydra, the Slayers. In my mind, Envoy is the MVP of this team. When they are down, he stuffs every time. Another 1v2. In a different style, but shades of the 1v2 that he had on Dealership at the last tournament. Envoy is clutch when you need him. And even on the map Skyline, he was the heavy slayer for the team, waiting for his teammates to play catch-up. Envoy, the valuable piece on this squad.
The fact that we've seen the water route in the previous round there makes you have to think about it. Metals pulling a big win there on the Ghosty. That was going to be the top hallway battle. And Envoy saw one. Doesn't see Real, though, on the close play by Fences. There was a protracted battle there that finally comes to a close. And when the dust is settled, Hydra, the last man left alive, 1v3.
Lethal threat in the game mode. Unfortunate, he doesn't even have the bomb. So much time is going to be wasted just to go back and collect. 55 seconds to work with. You're just now technically leaving your spawn, and here comes the squad.
Wow, they've put themselves in the perfect spot for this. Here we go, number one. There was the lineup potential. Oh, wow, Hydra, you scared him. Back towards the bomb site they go. And is this his moment of the major?
Both those players started to peek out for the trade. They did not hear a one-shot call, and they scooched right back.
Yeah, no, that's
this is respect. Look at this setup from Metals and Super. Cornered up in top office. They'll play for a retake at either site. That is paying respects to Hydra in his S&D prowess.
They've seen what he's done. They are familiar with his game, with his work. And now over towards the B-bomb site. Hand in hand, the Heretics roll. We're going to get the plant down, but they are going to arrive just in time. And Hydra, they showed you enough respect, but not enough to not close the round out. Heretics 3-1.
Dude, and we were literally split second away from the best play of the tournament. Yeah. They would have gone for it, and they would have gotten slammed. And they did the right thing. Do we want to kill him? No, no, no. Corner up. Let's go hide. Give them nothing. Super. The right call, 5-1.
Perfect inverse of how they were on red card.
Absolutely.
Complete opposite. The Heretics have taken the time between map 2 and now, rethink their game and know where they want to go. Solid advantage now going into this attacking round. Will the Thieves check the water? I wonder. Maybe not. Oh boy!
Team shots, bro.
Yeah, they got stun connects as well, so that certainly helps on the intel front. There's a 2v4. One man down low, Envoy still watching that flank. They've gone to B. They've given this one up.
They're just making sure they group up together.
And the Heretics now have an opportunity to plant the bomb at the very least. We do have a trophy from Metals, but I don't think the Thieves have got too many things left to throw at them. They're not giving up B for now, but you are going to send that one-man scrap. He's going to be the head of the snake now towards the Heretics at the A-bomb site. Planted. 2v4. Thieves on the retake.
He's got to make sure you trade him out, and that should be the trade. There you go. A 1v4 for Rencor. Starts it off right, but now he's just so rounded.
Yeah, Hydra in the perfect spot. Ghosty down low.
Beautiful.
An admirable attempt. He pushes all the right buttons. But the opening hit from the Thieves was so destructive. 2 players snapped. Gives you enough of an advantage there. 3-2.
Seemingly, this is how every single First Blood has gone down on both ends. Like, Ghosty's been picked a few times, but it's always squaring against multiple Heretics players in the windows. Similar story there. It is multiple Thieves players there for the First Blood. So all of these breaks, you're making a decision, and if it works out for you, some of these kills falling into your lap, might see a lot more tax being utilized, and you're going to have to take a lot more time to clear this space.
For you new viewers, it is 1st-6 here in Search and Destroy. And here in this Game 5, the last map of this series. Thieves on attack. Hydra's had himself a nice round. He's got himself 2. He doesn't have the bomb, so not a lot of points. And once again, the square up towards the bomb site. This time, Renkor's on it. Hydra makes himself a little known upstairs, gets his 3rd, so close to the RCXD.
And they're so quick to wrap out as well. Thieves on top of the play call. Heretics might be responding to this pressure. Actually, no, they're going to clear out A, and then after the fact, what route do you want to take to go over towards B for this retake?
Perfect.
They're going to be going through spawn.
It's perfect, though. Here from the LA Thieves, you put yourself in a position where you are going to win the trade battle. As long as the Thieves start the fight, they have got the advantage. The side door covered. Ghosty on the roam. Super, you're not going to be gifted a thigh this time round.
It's the perfect setup from LA Thieves as well. This is near impossible to break down.
Oh my word, but the grenade. Perfect timing. Oh boy, that's a big moment. Black Ops 6 strikes again. Renkor picks up the other 2. An unbelievable moment. A total collapse. The rookie marches onto the site.
Is that what it was? The nade just kills it when Hydra's cooking it in hand?
Black Ops 6 strikes again. It's a new feature in the game,
dude.
Folks. It's a tough one.
You can't talk trash, you can't tweet, you can't say anything on a podcast. Everybody has to keep their mouth shut, yes. Cooking a nade in the explosion in front, a tragedy of a breakdown.
The drama continues here at the Major.
Everybody's shutting down their Twitter accounts after this event. We're just no more social media. Let AI take it over, we're done.
The bird's going dark. 4-2, the Thieves cannot catch a break, but they can catch a lot of shrapnel. I mean, honestly, that is Super's kill. That should be his kill. Starting to feel untouchable, Heretics. You fly towards the B-bomb site. Oh, need to backpedal. That is enough to make the Thieves scratch their heads and their chins at the same time. Where the hell are the Heretics?
I'm just trying to read it. Plenty of top hall control right now for LA Thieves. Ghosty, though, he's been blooded a few times. The nade misses. He's lucky for the moment.
And Envoy's worrying about the water flank. Hello, Hydra. Welcome. It's the Heretics' House of Hacienda now, and they've got themselves at least 1 kill. Ghosty's perfect trade now makes this a little bit more manageable. 3v3. And what a spot to be in for Super. Envoy with the trades. 2v2. The bomb plant with a perfect position now for the Thieves to be in. Coverage from upstairs by Renkor. Envoy does have a frag to work with. I wonder if he'll think twice about throwing it.
Timing.
Still a friendly fire, but Ghosty now makes his way forward. Rencor now alone. Where will he check this from? How will he make this play? The timing turns it into a 1v1. The rookie versus the brain. And the dance is on! Rencor! What an unbelievable finish at that range with the aims. His first year of professional Call of Duty, and he's making moments like this.
And that is a world champ he takes down in the 1v1, and Envoy had the drop on him, but Rencor brought the strap. And he retook that bomb from the wrong side. He didn't have eyes on it. You have to have stones to play it like that.
Cojones.
He delivers.
Ay, Dios mío. A 5 spree. RCXD to play with as well. Not as effective on Hacienda, but at this point in time, I don't care. Exchange of utility, exchange of the lethals and the tacticals. We're throwing it all. Heretics have decided to take the map into their own hands, and they're flying forward. They can feel it. The trades are on, and Scrap somehow pulls 2. Fast wrap towards the B-bomb site, but the Heretics, they're maneuvering into position for this. Rencor strikes again, 2v2.
That's the 6 free. He's gotten out, but he should be traded. Hydra shuts him down, but now a 1v1, and it does it last Heretics. They have done it, the upset complete, and in the most dramatic fashion. You talk trash, and they let him know.
Oh, my word.
Talk trash about the challengers, wrong about that. Talk trash about the kid, and they let him know in game.
An electric finish for the Thieves in the winners bracket. They will descend, they will go down to losers. And the trash was certainly talked, and they have been hit again, sadly. But what a moment. What an unbelievable match from Miami. The Spanish super team get another outstanding placement here at the major. They've marched onwards, winners finals now for them. And with possibly one of the most dramatic matches we have had in the CDL for every reason. DreamHack is delivering. 3-2, the final score for Miami.
Yeah, it's been great stuff. This tournament has been so much fun. Shades of the old days, and nothing feels better than that.
The old days indeed. Well, we remember, and so will Miami. They are loving this one. Brilliant, brilliant matchup. 6-2, again, a complete inversion of the previous Search and Destroy. Everything we saw, play style, scoreline, you name it, they have learned from their mistakes. A brilliant match from them there, just shy of 9 minutes. And the Skyline hardpoint, unbelievable. Who knows, we could be seeing this again. FaZe, we'll see them play Optic later on to determine who meets them in the winners finals, but that really was a CDL cinema moment, folks. Take your pick. It all happened there. Heretics, congratulations again. Not quite a reverse sweep, so we're not going to be playing bingo just yet, but they'll be playing on Sunday.
I've been converted to a believer in curses. The gun-shaped ball for the final threat on the S&D. Hydra blowing himself up with a nade because of the explosion in front of him. That is only happening in this game. Specific collapses. Curses are real. I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Curses are absolutely real, folks. This match was living proof. I do believe the place is ready on stage. But will no doubt be a lovely interview. Take it away, please.
Thank you so much, Miles and Chance. DreamHack, show some love to the Miami Heretics as they take down the defending champions. I got Rencor with me on stage, and Rencor, I got kind of spicy up here on stage after the win. How are you feeling being able to take them down?
Feeling amazing, honestly. Winning against Thieves is a great achievement from us because for me, they are the best team between them and us of the game. And I'm so happy, but not surprised of our team because I know what we can do on the CDL. Like we can win everyone, and I'm so proud and I'm so happy. The venue is fucking crazy. Thank you so much, everyone.
The venue is electric, okay? And you have been keeping them hype here. And, you know, especially for you guys, getting the highest placement for the Miami Heretics franchise, okay? Top 3 for the LATAM team. How does it feel to be able to come into the league this season with your duo, okay? And be able to, you know, do this feat here on the stage and get this far? Even though I know you guys want to win it, but to get this far must be nice.
The main thing on our team is the friendship, because we are all friends and we are enjoying